again, I apologize for it.
Yeah.
I didn't.
GG's. I'm not far from finishing either at this point.
Looking at that dark aura, I'm jealous that it actually works in this game.
I'll likely not be using Dark Aura though, because Dark Aura is a little bit of a gamble. I'll likely just go with the 1-2, with the 1-2 slides. Okay.
Yeah, it's funny you would say slide, because that's what our man was doing over there on the BBS screen. Hi, everyone.
Hi, I'm here as well.
And I'm Pestilence, that's Rebel, we're doing BBS stuff. It's like, how's the Riku going, Dessa?
Yeah, we'll just finish up here, right? Anything you want to say about the Ansem boss fight before we close out the recom section here?
Say again, I didn't know.
Anything you want to say about the Ansem boss fight before we close out with recom here?
There's not too
this
much.
fight's hard. That's all I know about, is it's really hard.
One more thing I would maybe say is that if you don't play careful around his slides, because he can use a few difficult slides, he can stun lock you, just like we stun lock other enemies. So that's another thing to watch out for. But outside of that, I think Demon's fight already showed most of what can happen, including
Oh my goodness, Bubble just got the perfect RNG. We're off to a great start if you're a Seeker of Darkness over here. It's like, so what is going on the red screen over here is he's going into a D-Link. D-Links use Terra's blue bar. They're essentially summons in this game, and it's pure RNG randomness, but you can get a drop that looks like a Wayfinder, and if you get it, it powers up the D-Links, it gives them different commands, it gives you special abilities, like Terra's ability to swing really, really fast. And Bublo got perfect RNG, first drop, first enemy, first drop. He'll have that for Will Master and Sympathy. And Sympathy Maestro, easy stuff.
Dude, it's the hell yeah.
That is definitely the heck yes.
Oh, look at that, he changed his camera.
And he changed the camera. Oh, swag.
Right, so as general in BBS, movement is all about doing slides as Terra. And you're not mashing out the slides either, you got to do one slide, take a step, one slide, take a step. It's kind of hard to see, but once you get used to watching it, you can get it. Oh, another thing he did there is, when he did the slide dash, he hit an enemy with it. And what that does is it cancels the recovery animation of slide dash to make it so you can just, start moving instantly, because it's meant to be part of a combo. So if it left you in like recovery at the end of slide dash, it would be kind of bad. Wouldn't be a very good command.
Let's watch Dessa's stream, as this is a hard boss fight. Doing some nice two hard slates.
Yeah, done. Go.
Hard combos.
And GG, Dessa, well done.
Think. Good luck to Casa on Terra.
Yep, Casa coming up for the blue team. Make us proud, Val.
Alright, cool. So Bubbler's just gone into Wheelmaster. The fast combos we mentioned on the first force fight? Yeah, he's just going to go to Ven and go absolutely ham on this man.
He's just going to go ham while Casa does Orbs RTA. You're going to see Orbs 2 more times, and it's awful. It's pure RNG crap, and you wail around, you use shot locks, you pray it works out. And if you don't get sub 1, you reset, you do it all again.
Yep. Something else that Buffalo actually did at the start of Wheelmaster is if you take a slight step forward at the start of Wheelmaster, it kind of tricks his AI into like not doing one of his moves, which is jumping up into the air. So you can kind of abuse that to get his first phase down pretty consistently.
Wheelmaster's a pretty consistent fight, and that's done.
Yep. Alright, cool. So, once you're done with Enchanted Dominion, you get to go to Castle Dreams next, and Castle Dreams has got a lovely force fight which has the best music.
The best music. It fits the situation exactly. Obviously, I don't know why you'd say otherwise.
It is the biggest of sad musics.
It is big sad. If you have Bible thumbs, get them ready.
Yeah, get the Bible thumbs.
Yeah, just listen.
Right, so
the biggest Bible thumbs to do.
Right, so we're gonna try and get an Aqua level 1 in this fight. It doesn't matter if you don't get it here, but it's one of the nicer ones to get. Because it makes a lot of stuff later much easier. That's kind of the best part about the Ven drop, is that you can actually kind of go that, oh nice, Casa
also getting a good drop.
So yeah, you can kind of beat the run without the Ven drop, but and the Shimmering.
Oh boy, Bublo's getting the good RNG right now.
I have Wellspring, so if he wants to go for Air Combo Plus, he can as well. So the Aqua drop's more important than the Ven drop. Oh, I only got the Aqua drop.
Got it.
Wow.
Bublo's RNG'd it up, dude. He is on there.
Yeah, so getting Magnet at this point makes the next force fight a lot faster, and also gives you a better chance of getting the next dealing drop we need for Aqua afterwards as well, which means that it makes another segment later in the run just a lot easier to deal with. You can deal with it without both drops, but my god, is it slow and really hard.
We will have plenty of time to explain why we're freaking out about that Shimmering drop. But
yeah,
generally speaking, there's a couple things we're looking out for in Terra's runs in terms of RNG. We're looking for 1 Ven drop, 2 Aqua drops. Like I said, those are completely RNG. You hit as many enemies as you're in the D-Link, it'll level up eventually, maybe, or it just won't. I don't know. BBS does things sometimes.
Yeah,
and the other thing we're looking for is Shimmerings and Fleetings. No Fleetings on either side yet. There's plenty of time.
Oh, but Pablo got a pulsing as well.
Oh my goodness, Pablo, I am so angry right now.
Right, so me and Pester have plenty of time to talk about the stuff related to D-Links, because you're going to see a lot of D-Link stuff in the run after this one, because that's kind of what we're going to be doing in the run after this, is all about D-Links. But yeah, so the pulsing that Boblo got is actually used for a finish boost, which makes Trinity Armor just a lot easier to deal with. It's not 100% needed, but it is pretty easy. Boblo got kind of a bit screwed in the Cindy Escort there, because one of the fluffs went the ground right at the start.
What Bublo's doing is Terra's escort mission. It's like all 3 characters have an escort mission. You will see all 3. And so essentially in an escort mission, you just clear out the waves in front of whomever you're escorting, and that will allow them to move. And Cindy's honestly one of the better ones, but there's weird jank that can go on like this, where everything gets spread out, and you need to kill these guys for experience. And things get a little wonky. Like, Bublo's electing to completely skip 1 wave of enemies in this fight, which he can do because he got that janky RNG, but it also means he'll be down a bit on EXP, and he'll have to make up for that later.
Yeah, so this final wave here, you just want to build up to the finisher, and then once you have the finisher, you can just let it rip and it takes out everything.
Yep, Diamond Dust is so good.
Diamond Dust is very good in a very, very confined area.
Bad RNG!
Oh, he got the right path!
He got the right path. We want Cindy to go left. She usually goes left.
Yeah, but she can choose to go right. If she goes right, it's kind of annoying, but in this situation where you miss out on the bruiser kills, it's kind of okay. Because you kind of do need the EXP.
Sad music's coming up on Casa's side. We'll see if he can get the Aqua D-Link as well. If he doesn't, then that's going to be a significant difference in this race early.
Yeah. Cool. Oh,
and he got it really early, so he'll be able to use it for a lot of this fight, which is very nice.
Yeah.
The main reason we want this Aqua drop, as Casa will demonstrate, is because it gives us a Magnera really early. And Magnera's kind of a little bit broken, just a smidge.
Yeah,
it allows us to gather enemies together in groups, and there's a lot of mob fights with these groups, so really helpful. You want to talk about Sympathy, Maestro?
Alright, so Symphony Master. So what you're gonna do in Symphony Master is you're gonna go in with Ben and you're just gonna go ham on him. So this guy, what you're trying to do is you're trying to skip him past one of his
and he got it
charging phases. He will always do one of those charging phases, and you just mash out attacks afterwards. Then he'll jump, come back down, and then he dies. It's
well done by Bublo. That's a textbook fight.
There is one difference with Ven D-Link between PS3 and PS4, and that's when they upped the game to 60 FPS. For some reason, some of the hitboxes of the Ven finisher disappeared. So you used to be able to finish that fight without him jumping, or you could potentially do it. You can still do it, but it's so much harder because you're missing like 3 hits from your
little bit of difference in preference. Although first, Bublo's going to do some cool movements. He does the modern take, although he got 2 of them, and he got away with it. Nice.
He's fine. Don't worry about it. So yeah, and then also he does the second half, which Sonic. If you didn't know, shot locks can lock onto stuff that aren't in the camera view. So
they can.
As long as it's there physically, a physical object is there, even if the game doesn't have it in its draw distance, you can still see it. And is
Bublo going to do a little sequence break? They just never thought you could jump up here.
Do you want to know the best part about that sequence break, right?
It's in the strategy guide, right?
It is in the Brady Games guide for BBS.
The best Brady Games strategy guide we have ever found, by the way. It is actually top tier.
It's so good. So, like, grabbing that ledge is just something that you can do.
So Bublo's going to grab 6 fires, an arrow, and a 0 grab. And it's going to do our first meld of the game. You'll notice that all our normal RPG stuff are these commands in the bottom left of our screen. And how these commands work is they're all our normal RPG attacks, like the special attacks, the magic, the items, etc. And these things level up independently to our character. And as they level up, when they hit max level, or sometimes a bit below that, you can meld them together with other leveled up commands to make stronger things. Yep. So Bublo did that to make a Binding Strike, which we only want because we're going to use it to make an even better command later on.
Yeah. Casa's kind of getting a bit screwed here because he got a finish rather than Diamond Dust when he needed a...
Yeah, I was going to mention before Bublo did the movement that's a little bit of a difference between these two. Casa's relying more on the Diamond Dust command style of this escort. Critical Impact and Diamond Dust are both very usable, depending on what you want to do.
Yeah, so like that's the difference between me and Pest when like we run this category too, is that I prefer using Diamond Dust, he prefers using Critical Impact. So they're basically the same speed.
Did Bublo get level 2? I don't see it.
I don't think he did.
I do not think he did.
I don't think he got it.
He got it. Okay,
it was
in that. It was in that.
It was in the final screen. Right. Yeah. So something very useful. Even though he didn't collect the drop physically there, anything you see when the game goes into slow-mo after a fight, anything that's on that screen you get, so you can, automatically go, cool. I don't need to worry about picking up and sitting through the load. It actually saves a little bit of time to get it at the end there because it makes it a little bit easier. So then you don't get a load screen in the middle, because whenever you get a load screen, anything you have spawned in on screen that's yours, like mind squares, magnets, other commands, they just disappear because the game can't keep it all loaded at the same time. And this is like a limitation from like PS3 that never got released, that never got like unrestricted.
Casa has a good Symphony Master fight as Bublo's trying to get the one cycle. Nope, not gonna get it here.
He got parried somehow.
Yeah, he got parried somehow. Ideally, you can get into Critical Impact and just wail on him. But we're going to deal with some RNG. The circle attack is perfectly fine. Just have to dodge one and go beat up on the face some more. Half an HP bar, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. Oh, and he got
Casa will go for the swag movement.
Oh, he got kind of screwed.
It's fine, he'll go for the backup.
Yeah.
This version of the backup. I haven't seen this version of the backup in a hot minute.
Yeah.
What? Oh dear.
Oh, this is going completely wrong. It's fine. He can get up there.
It's fine. He recovered. It's
Magnet hand.
right.
Oh, and the magnet hand into the
magnet hand recovery. That's what we want to see. The reason he's going up there at all is because we want Flame Salvo. It's a shot lock, and it's busted. You will see.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. So what was really happening to Casa there is that on the PS4 versions of BBS, for some reason, Sonic Shadow just likes to travel to the left or the right really, really far for no real reason. It's something that 60 FPS did, and it completely changed how you have to deal with doing that strat. And there are a few strats that we came up with, so to recover it, but it's
huge menu on Boblo's side. He's changing Aqua's finisher to level 1 because level 2 finisher is crap. He's changing his Keyblade to get a higher strength stat, and he's equipping a bunch of the fires that Casa is purchasing now. It's like, fire? Yeah. Fire? Yeah. It's like, Fire God? No, we don't get Fire God. But fire is pretty busted when we are able to meld it after quite a bit of grinding. We will get to that, but everything that these two are doing in their menu routing is just to level up commands.
Yes.
And I didn't look too closely at it, but they're probably doing completely different routes in the menu. Which is all
they are
fine.
Both doing the same.
They're doing the same one?
Yeah, they're both doing the arrow in dual weapons.
Nice. There are like 5 different menu routes up until the end of Radiant Garden, and they're all correct. You can do whatever you want. As long as it all levels out in gray. So, some level 2 Aqua action over on the right-hand side. Going to bust up some floods.
Alright, so now Pablo's got to use the Flame Salvo 15. This Blue Sea Sun wave is genuinely the worst wave in the entire fight. You literally save or lose 20 seconds based on how this wave goes. So...
It's annoying. To be sure. Let's see if Casa has a drop. It disappeared. Let's see if he gets a second one.
It did disappear.
I don't see one immediately. I'm sure it'll check right after.
Yeah. It's a very common thing to check for, just to make sure you got it.
He did not.
He didn't get it, big rip.
Which means the main difference with that is Casa will not have the Mind Square that Bublo just used to pretty good effect to end this force fight. You can still do the force fight perfectly fine without it. You only need Aqua level 1, but it makes grinding much harder if you don't have level 2.
Yeah, you just need it for grinding. Alright, so Casa's going into Magic Mirror now.
So, yep, we're going to see if he can fare slightly better than Bublo did.
Yep. So Bublo's making Confusion Strike, and he's going to use a couple of his Shimmerings to get some fire boosts.
Yep,
so,
he's already got a couple of them. So the reason we freaked out about Shimmerings is Shimmering gives us fire boost. Fire is slightly busted.
Yep.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I'd go into Foreshadow and say you might see fire again in this relay, possibly.
Yeah. Yeah. Not as much in Ven in this relay, but you will see fire. Casa had kind of the same luck on Magic Mirror there, so he has to do
but he dealt with it fairly well.
That was fairly good, yeah. Right, so Bublo's having to kill a few enemies here. This is actually for a tiny bit more EXP and CP, and also it helps these enemies between them drop both Shimmerings and Fleetings. So it just
no drops there, unfortunately.
No drops there. So, and then on the way to Trinity Armor, he's going to do a little bit more grinding because you still need a bit more EXP and CP. The reason for that is we actually used to do we used to grab the ability EXP Walker in this run like years ago, back around PSP before PS3 came out,
which just gives 1 EXP per step.
I think it's
menu.
Yeah, it's either 1 or 2, but basically. With Terra, he doesn't have a consistent way to get it because he doesn't get the Snow White dealing, so he doesn't have Treasure Raid, and also he does have a chest, but it's not until Disney Town, which makes it kind of annoying to get it. So the way you used to have to get it is you had to get 1 from these Mandrake drops, and Drops in this game are really weird. So each enemy has like a base drop rate, but within their drop rate, they have a percentage to drop different items. So the Mandrake has a 5% drop chance normally, if I remember correctly. It's around that. It's between 4 and 5 off the top of my head. And then within that drop rate, it has an 80% chance to drop a Bounding, and then a 20% chance to drop an Aurora. So, basically, it becomes like a 4.8 something percent drop. So we used to rely on that to get it for Terra, and eventually, it got rooted out because it just wasn't needed. We just do extra grinding instead. So what Bubbler is doing to Trinity Armor is he's just going to go ham and fire. He's doing laser from there.
What? Okay.
It's been a while
That's
since
new.
I've seen that.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I've seen that.
Yeah. BBS has been BBS in this entire week, so now he's going to blow
Yeah, that
firebomb on that man.
That is on brand.
And then
So
now,
the main thing Bubblo's doing is making use of command styles. As the meter goes up below command from the bottom left, if you use certain types of commands, you go into what's called a command style, where you light up and you're coded in the elements of whatever you just used, and you do all sorts of cool things. And Firestorm is fire, and we have 2 fire boosts, and you might be able to see where this is going.
yep. We use fire a lot in the front. Oh, we kind of whiffed that one, so now he's going to be lacking damage.
So yep, definitely lacking damage a bit here, although 2 fire boosts should help with this flame salvo.
Carter still hasn't got his second healing drop.
Nope. So makes the ending a little rough, but we'll see if he got it at the end here. He got it.
He got it good. Oh, phew, sweating. that
Good. So
Sweating.
Casa should be in good shape here.
was a sweat moment.
That was a big sweat.
That was a sweat.
Yeah, Casa, don't make us sweat like that.
I don't want to sweat like this.
Yeah, big shout outs to Casa for a lot of the stuff he's doing to make this relay happen.
Yeah. Right, so now, Bubble is heading to do a lovely grind section. So, I mentioned
Lots of
earlier about
grinding.
lots of grinding. So I mentioned about how we used to get EXP Walker. So to replace that, we do more grinding here and then a bit more grinding in Neverland. Basically, the whole idea of EXP in BBS Beginner specifically is to basically hit the exact right level before we need it. It just makes everything so much, way easier for us to deal with. Oh, did you just hit the thing? You hit the water.
Yeah, the D-Links have a funny attribute where if you use one when you're in the air, it pulls you straight down to whatever surface is below you.
Yeah, basically the load can only take place when you're on the ground. So that's why it does that.
Does some fun stuff. So what Bublo's doing is he's using Aqua. He's going to go in the center of the room, clear those waves, go up to the exit of the room, clear that wave, and then go back and do it again. He's going to do this 6 times. And in the middle of this, level up a bunch of commands that he bought. The main thing is we have 2 Binding Strikes, 1 Confusion Strike. Those will go to level 3. We have the Fires that will make into Fire Us, and we'll get those Fire Us to level 3. And we'll get 3 magnets to level 3, make 2 Magneras using a Thunder that we got in the chest earlier. And with all of that, we will be at level 14, we'll have all our commands set up, we'll be set to just fly through mid and late game.
Yep.
We're still looking for that last shimmering on Bublo's side, though.
Yep. Alright, so now Caster's going to go into Trinity Armor now. And he's going to do the same thing where he's going to go ham with some fire, get into Firestorm, go ham again, and just use some finishes.
There's the last shimmering on
There's the
Bublo's
last
side.
shimmering on Pablo's side, yeah. Damn.
So we'll get more to what that does, but 1 shimmering is really bad. Only 1 fire boost, there's end games just doesn't go well. 2 shimmerings, 2 fire boosts is completely fine, but it makes 2 fights slower instead of having 3. So 3 is obviously optimal. Bublo will get the optimal amount of those. So RNG's good on his end. He just needs a couple fleetings, and he's looking good. I haven't seen one of those for him yet, though, so that could be an issue.
Yeah, the lack of fleetings could be a problem.
Fleetings gives you attack haste, which means his attack-based commands come off cooldown quicker. And as you've noticed, we use a lot of commands, and we'd rather them not be on cooldown.
Yeah. The Kate got kind of unfortunate on Trinity Armor because his first Firestorm tends to kind of whip. So now he's having to just kind of do a bit of a backup strat, which is just, use the Flame Saber here on the arms to try and make sure that they die. Yeah, so one thing that he is doing, he's not actually attacking the head because until the arm much damage, because it has to go through this phase, or it has to wait a certain amount of time before it can take damage after the rest of its body parts have been destroyed. So it's one of like the weird limitations of how this fight works.
Yeah, well, just look at the Firestorm damage. The
Firestorm
finisher damage is really good.
And that's with only one fire boost. So that does so much. So now he's going to wait for him to move around, and Cast's going to use the Flame Saber on him, and then this should finish him off.
Yep. Should do so without too many issues.
Yeah, because Ben and Apple are going to go hand to nice. That was a decent fight.
Yep, not bad. Double's grinding's going pretty well. He hasn't lost D-Link. He's doing what he needs to do. It's like, I think he forgot to level up one fire, though, so I think we're waiting on that.
I think he's fine on his fires. He's got all his fires. I think he got a drop, so a fire drop from a red hot chili. So. Yeah,
in which case, everything's going fine on his end. He's just going to get a little more EXP. Our goal is to hit level 20 by the end of the run.
Yeah.
Because you will notice, especially in the run coming up after this, levels mean a lot in this game. Stats and levels and everything are super important.
Yep. So, Braig. Braig is kind of an annoying fight. So, Braig likes to teleport around, he shoots you, he doesn't like to get hit by your damage. He's also got a desperation move, or what we'll probably refer to as a DM, where he goes up the top and he shoots you, and he always starts a bit in this fight. So the whole idea is we want to hit him with two full flame salvos, and essentially take him down in one cycle, which isn't always doable. Oh, this is okay actually.
Yeah, so, this is fine.
Yeah, this is fine. He's going to get a two-cycle
This should be
fight.
two-cycle.
He's going to get a two-cycle fight because that's just how it is.
Yeah, two-cycle is average. There's not a lot you can do about it. And you can see the amount of damage fire is doing. It is... yikes.
Yep. Getting one cycle saves about 15 seconds, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's about 15. So luckily, it's not too much of a time loss if you don't get it. So it's a pretty consistent fight in terms of time if you do get a two-cycle.
Yep, Kasa's doing the same grinding that Buffalo did before.
Yep.
Hopefully he can get a couple shimmerings. We're still waiting on those.
Yep.
And Buffalo's going to go to Disney Town and do some Kingdom Cards.
Hell yeah, time for Kingdom Cards. So Kingdom Cards is ironically the only one where you can actually lose time on for like getting bad RNG.
Yeah, can happen.
But basically, this is just a nice short little racing mini game, kind of similar to some other racing games where you have to drift to go fast.
That
whatever.
shall not be named.
Yeah, that shall not be named.
Yeah, that where you can like hit your opponents and stuff. Like yeah.
But he's gonna take the optimal route through. The only thing that you have to worry about in this is tornado cycles. The tornadoes are on a cycle, which if you're consistently fast enough throughout,
fleeting on Casa's street.
On Casa's side. If you're consistent with your driving and you're on the track, you can basically make it so you're on the same tornado cycle like every time. Right, Casa's doing well on his pulsing drop, big
Pulsing,
rip.
unfortunate.
Unfortunate. Right. So
To answer whatever's going on in the chat, we are on Terra. Ben will be next. Then we do Aqua. Okay. Okay.
yeah. So we actually have a few memes for these in the community.
Yep. All the Disney Town mini games have some good memes. So if Buffalo doesn't get sub 2, we're going to have to disqualify him and ask for the reset.
No, Caster's on that 0 boost run.
Oh no!
1 fire boost run.
No, Casa! Oh no! This is going to get rough, folks.
Yeah, this is kind of rough, but he does have some fleeting. So, all right. So what
for reference, right? If you know what you're doing, which Casa does, he's been around for a long time. It's like 1 fire boost is perfectly manageable. But for reference, world record with 3 is 46 minutes. The fastest we've ever gotten with 1 is 51. So
yeah,
it is a massive time difference.
Yeah. And surprisingly, that's all from like 2 fights.
2 fights.
That's all from 2 fights, and a little bit of stuff in between, but nothing more than like 30 seconds.
Alright, Buffalo didn't get sub 2. His run is invalid, and we will ask for his resignation after this.
Alright, we have to take away the speedrunner card, guys. I'm sorry.
Speedrunning card is taken away, Buffalo. I don't make the rules.
I can cycle completely, I'm sorry.
I don't make the rules, dude.
Yeah, these rules were set in place before I,
if Casa gets sub 2 in Kingdom Hearts, he just automatically wins. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. Right, so now Buffalo's in OC Force Fight. He's just going to go hammer these things with magnets and Firestorm.
Yep, this is a really not
that
very
was a pretty
easy
good
boss
grinding
fight.
Casa. That was a pretty good grinding from Casa. The most unfortunate part was not having his boost, which is kind of a yikes, but it should be fine.
Yeah, it won't be a yikes till we hit final fights, but...
Yeah, and we'll explain why it's kind of annoying once we hit final fights, because of one gameplay thing Square decided to do with this game, which makes no sense.
Yeah,
so as you can see, Caster is going to finish Braig in 2 cycles like normal, so it's not too bad. He's going to go into his Desperation move now, and then he's just going to block it back. You can actually kill him with the Desperation move. The DM does damage to him when you block it back, and he should die out.
And Priya, to answer your question, there was nothing Casa did on his end. He just did not get a drop that would have given him a fire boost. That's all that's going on.
Yeah.
So Bublo taking care of some 10 rounds. You can just see the pure power of Flame Salvo with the fire boost.
Yep.
It's actually ridiculous. And then for the next couple of rounds, some magnets and fires. It's like a lot of these force fights might look pretty trivial when you're using magnet to just gather everything up, but there's a lot of knowledge you have to have in order to make it work. Like, you have to know where they spawn, you have to know what direction Terra is going in, you have to know what combo you're doing and not accidentally use your finisher when you don't want to be doing that. There's nice fleeting on buffers.
Nice fleeting.
There's a lot that actually goes into doing all these fights optimally.
Yeah.
Which is what's great about BBS. If you want to just pick up Terra Crit after this relay, like, do it. It's really simple. Or not Terra Crit. Don't play Terra Crit. If you want to pick up Terra Beginner after this relay, it's really simple. It's really simple to just learn it. You can absolutely do that, but there's a lot
you
of...
can also pick up Terra Crit.
Don't lead them astray.
There's a lot of technicality that goes into it when you get on higher levels.
Yep. So Caster is now going for that sub 2 in Rumble Racing. But I'm not sure he's going to get it because he messed up the first tornado cycle. So he might have to...
So we have to revoke both players' speedrunning cards. And,
no, he's not getting it, dude. He got tornadoed.
Jelly's doing jelly things over on a Buffalo screen.
Yep, so the real issue with the jellies is that they still function like this is a PSP game. They don't all spawn in at once. They're basically floating PNGs until they spawn in. But as soon as you kill a couple of them, others will spawn in. Luckily, the load times are good enough so then when you put one magnet down, they all spawn into each other and die from the magnet. First
It's
hit of
fire surge time, baby.
Ah, yes, time for fire surges.
So he has one attack haste. That is unfortunate.
Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. Caster's gonna have.
No.
I think Caster got one. Oh no! Don't tell me you got tornadoed again.
Don't tell me you got tornadoed again, Casa.
I got clipped by a pixel.
Oh no!
I'm sorry, Casa. I'm going to have to take your speedrunning card away again.
Right. So something that we didn't mention is that the AI rubber band like hell on the first 5 laps, but then on the last lap they kind of start playing pretty badly.
Yeah, so Casa will win this as long as he doesn't hit tornadoes again.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't smack a tornado again, he should be fine. Yeah, yeah. Safe play.
Safe strats.
Safe strats. I've taken the risk before and I lost it.
I respect it, Casa, but your speedrunning card is still provoked.
You need to tell me that I can stop playing BBS?
Yes, it's
No.
fine.
Not until after this race.
Yeah. So
Zach 2 over on Bubblo's screen, just look at the fire. The flame salvo damage is ridiculous. And then we're going to do some hits, couple... Like, the reason Fire Surge is so good, and surges are so good in general, is one, when you use it, they have ridiculous iframes where you're invincible from attacks, and 2, they have 3 hitboxes. They can hit enemies 3 times.
Yep, and they are very, very good.
And each of those hits is being boosted by the fire boost that we have, so just, things are going to blow up.
Yeah, Cast is kind of getting a bit screwed by the enemies just not getting caught in his magnets at the right time, so...
As I said, harder than it looks, but it
got
happened.
better. It got better.
Yeah, he also had some floods be like, oh, I didn't get in your magnet before? Yeah, here you go. So that helps.
Yeah, the end worked out. The end worked out.
Hardest fight in the game for Buffalo right here. You ready for this?
This is the 30 seconds of nothing.
You ready for this? X, 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 X. Yeah.
So all the rules all the rules I mentioned about jellies and in 10 rounds apply to these guys too. You just have to kill enough of them, and then the fight descends. All it does is give you a HP increase. It gives you no.
I have died to that fight before because they can actually just one frame you. That is a thing that can happen.
Yeah, but that was on crit, not on like beginner.
That was on crit, yeah.
Yeah. Casa is trying to do
so we're on to some pretty tough force fights for Bubblo here. Because the thing about our force fights, now that we have Fire Surge, is you need to magnet, run away from the magnet so that the surge can go through as many enemies as possible. And plus, these next couple fights, it's not easy to place your magnets. So there's a lot going on in these fights, and Bubblo handled that very well.
That was an incredibly good fight.
He got the swag finish too, dude. That
and he got the swag
fantastic.
finish, dude. That was a really good fight. That was an incredibly good fight.
That was a goal.
Right. Oh, hell yeah. If that
There
wasn't a
you go,
goal, I would have been
Bubblo.
disappointed. I would have
Get
been
that
like,
goal.
what's going on? Right, so now Bubblo's going to experiment 221.
Or as I call him, Sparky.
Sparky. But we actually have a piece of cool movement tech before we get there, though.
Yep.
Well, a piece of hell yeah tech before we get
If
there.
you look on Bubblo's screen, he's going to find a specific tile, he's going to go in Cinderella D-Link, and he's going to fly.
Yep. There we go. That is how you fly in BBS.
Yep.
So basically what happens there, Enchanted Step reacts weirdly when you're locked onto stuff. With
Nice.
Did you get off fleeting? Hell yeah. Reacts weirdly with walls when you're locked onto stuff. Yo, Castle.
Double fleeting! Oh my goodness, Kafka, come on!
Let's go.
Now the game is nice to him, okay.
Right, so what Bubblo's going to do is he's going to do a flame salvo, and then he's going to try and get what we like to call gunless, but with this pattern he's probably not going to get it. So you want to basically get rid of 221 before he goes into the guns, but he's going to go into the guns after he's done with this phase. Luckily on beginner you can just like fire surge the guns and they just die.
Yeah, it's possible to beat this fight without him going into guns, but that's just RNG.
Yeah, it's very much a. It depends
You have to
on
have
how-
specific RNG and then have specific execution with that RNG, so
Yeah.
it's weird. 3 attack haste for Casa, that'll not really make up for the 1 fire.
No, he's got 4. He's got 4.
Oh, he's got 4. Oh, there we go. That's what you want to see. So, optimal attack haste after only getting 1 fire boost. I wish they balanced out, but it's still nice.
Yeah.
A good Ericus fight, at least.
Yeah, very good Ericus fight coming up.
Yeah. Yeah, so really, the main difference during the run until the end with the 1 fire boost or 2 fire boosts is that you have to do extra flame salvos or extra hits in certain fights. Some of them it doesn't matter because of how much damage you do at a baseline anyway. But 1 fire boost with 4 attack haste is actually insane. That's really, really good.
Hardest force fighting to run for Bubbo here, because there are some giant gorillas, and the gorillas do not get sucked in by magnet, and it is not fun. Bublo trying to get the firestorm off on the gorilla. He has some floods to clean up now.
Yep. And after the floods, there'll be some birds to spawn in. You basically have to beat the birds, or the next wave just doesn't spawn. The real thing with the birds in this is that the birds are attracted to drops, so they will fly towards any drops that they can see. If there are no drops, they don't come near you. They want nothing to do with you. So here are the monkeys. The monkeys are annoying because they don't get caught in the one thing that we want them to get caught by. They don't get caught in the magnet.
They also hit like a truck, which isn't as big a deal on beginner, but oh boy on crit. Oh boy.
Yeah. So now Bubbalo's just going to go ham and use a couple of fire surges on it. Like, Zedge can use the finisher.
Yep.
And is
So
that
level 18, he has good EXP here. As Casa will take care of Zack without too many issues.
Fire surge!
You know, he's just going to fire surge through some iframes. That's it. It's not big.
Yeah.
So Bublo's going to buy some fire surges after selling the magnets we don't need anymore. And our deck's just going to be a lot of surges and only 5 mega ethers. He's going all in. That's what I want to see, Bublo. Here we go. All ham, no cheese. That's what I want to see.
Alright, so now Dessa's going in deep space. Dessa has to deal. Casa, that's his name. There's so many names, dude. Sorry, Casa. Casa's going in. Oh no, how dare I? I'm sorry, Casa, for everything.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So now Casa's going into the fight and nothing, and then you get the boss fight afterwards. Pretty good. So,
so Bublo is grinding until level 8. It's 18 with 330 to 19, yeah?
With under 330 to 19, yeah. As soon as
so he's at 18, so when the EXP says under 330, like now, he's going to go fight him.
He can now just go.
The reason for this is after we do a couple fights here, he'll be level 20, and at level 20, we get our last strength boost to plow through endgame.
Yep. So this is basically the last point where we can get any EXP. But first
put Peter Pan in his place. You want to see him be put in his place? Because he's going to be put in his place already.
So Casa's having to kind of like blow the load on the
now you get a shimmering Casa. Come on.
Listen.
Listen. I like that. Listen.
I like that. Just listen.
Listen.
Oh my god, I'm too fast.
So Pam goes down with some flame salvos.
Yeah.
Not a big deal whatsoever.
Yeah.
Now we have a bunch of jelly hordes, and magnets pop them like balloons.
Yeah, so we're going to go back to our girl Aqua and abuse her D-Link again to get a free magnet.
Reminder, kids, Aqua is so good, she's the best character in other characters' speedruns.
Yep. That's a quote from my friend Punchy when he commentated one of my Terra Beginner runs at ESA.
And it is very true.
He was like, Aqua's so good, she's the best character in other people's runs. And I was
There's
like,
a swag Cindy movement on Casa's side.
Hell yeah. And then as soon as the last tick of this magnet goes off, Pablo will hit level 20. There it is.
Yep, just like that.
Exactly level 20.
That's the optimal stuff we want to see.
Right, so
here's the funny thing about the fights Bubble's going to go into. So we're going to go fight Ericus, and the thing about Ericus is he is legitimately harder on beginner than he is on crit in this speedrun. Legitimately, because on crit we have a strat and we can sort of loop him. On beginner, we're going to go ham, and it is kill or be killed. There is no in between. It's like you live or you die, and Bublo has 1 attack haste, and that's going to make this hard.
Yeah, it makes Ericus really hard. Casa might not be able to do as much damage as Bublo, but he'll have a bit of an easier time because he has more range.
The attack haste just means Bublo will not be able to output as many commands, which means less damage, which also means less iframes, and it's just going to lead to harder times all around.
Yeah, Casa's having a bit of a weird time with 221's positions here, because 221 decided that he wanted to be by a gun.
Yeah, the guns can just block your flame salvos and stuff gets wonky.
Yeah,
Also,
so
Fire Boost 1, cry.
yeah, Fire Boost 1 cry.
Fire Boost 1 is also cry.
So what Bublo is actually trying to do is he's trying to push Ericus towards the corner because that's where you get the most amount of damage out of all your surges. It's kind of hard to do because he likes to just counter you. He's getting there now. And the whole reason why you want him by a wall is because when he's by a wall, he can't actually do his desperation moves. He's one of the only bosses that needs space to do his desperation moves, so he actually runs to the center when he wants to do his DMs. And he's actually doing pretty well. He's actually backing off and he's going to let him DM here, yeah.
Yeah, that is the safe play, and that is a solid Ericus fight.
Yeah, solid Ericus for 1.
Like, 1 attack haste, you can't really complain about that fight.
Yeah, there's not much you could have done about it.
As Casa is in the hardest sports fight in the game now.
Sports fight now.
I hope you guys like Chaos Ripper, because it looks cool and we can have it for 2 fights.
Yeah, this is the big sad moment.
This is huge sad.
So what we mentioned before about 1 fire boost only mattering in 1 fight, really? About mattering majorly in 1 fight? We're coming up on it. So the final boss in this run, he kind of gets really weird with only 1 fire boost, and he takes a long time. And that's because the game changes back your Keyblade to 1 with only 5 strength, which is the whole reason why we need to be level 20 to actually do damage to him. Otherwise, we don't do a lot of damage.
If the game just let us keep Chaos Ripper for the final fight, we would not have to worry about shimmering drops, possibly grind less, just have an easier time all around.
Yeah, we probably would. We would still probably have to go to level 20, but we wouldn't have to worry as much about shimmering luck.
Yeah, Bublo just rolling by tornadoes without a problem. Terra's so fast that he avoided tornadoes when they were 60 FPS and double the speed and just...
Oh yeah,
not a problem.
Yeah.
Terra could just go.
Terra just goes past unpatched tornadoes without caring.
Alright. Final boss is over on Bublo's side. He's going to try to point at Benitez's feet and get some flame salvos off.
This isn't going that well, just Benitez is kind of dodging a bunch of it, so he's actually going to back off.
And yeah, a bunch of gain on Xehanort too, which is unfortunate.
And he's going to do it again just to try and get some more hits off on him.
That's all we can ask.
Yep. This fight's kind of annoying. What happened, Casa?
My camera flipped.
No!
Oh no!
You got Mermaid Lagoon!
Not like this.
It's fine.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's like a 20-second time loss to get Mermaid Lagoon. Right, so Casa's got to do his little bit of grinding now, and then he's going to go fight the
Just watch Xehanort explode here. Just fire surge, fire surge, fire surge. A couple hits, fire surge, Beyblade, die. That's okay. A couple more steps involved, but he is going to Beyblade to die.
Yep, and that's time for Blade Charge to come out. He's going to hit him with the Blade Charge combo, and this damage is ridiculous. Look at that damage from...
It's so good.
Like, Chaos...
Hey Rebel, we switching to character select, or are we switching to main menu select?
I'm not sure it matters. When they say go, we'll just go. I think we should go from character select because that's what we.
The game is just taunting Casa now with these shimmerings.
Yeah, I know, right?
So Terranort, this fight sucks, but because Buffalo has 3 fire boosts, all he's going to do is he's going to run, he's going to flame salvo, he's going to eat some mega ethers, and he's going to pray.
Yep.
He's gonna get all 5 kills.
He's gonna get all 5 kills.
If you will it into existence, Casa.
I'm literally willing because he gave me the bad fire boost.
Yes, will it into existence. Okay, DM time. He pops around all over the place, which makes hitting him with the Flame Zappo hard. Bubble's going to have to back out, just wait for the meteors, block them in the corner, as Peter Pan gets put in his place again.
Yep.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Yep. So, Pablo, give me the hit up when you're done, because I'm next on the list. So.
Yep, the 2 of us are next on the list, boys. So you're stuck with us for a little while, chat.
Yep, and we've got a very different category.
We have a very different category coming up with Ventus.
We have a very, very different Ventus category that's coming up next.
I did my best, despite the setback.
Oh yeah, you got screwed on.
Oh, you're doing just fine, Casa.
Yeah,
you got screwed
yeah.
by BBS, it happens.
Yeah, you're fine. Don't worry about it, buddy.
No.
Go.
And Bublo is done.
Alright, cool.
On to Ventus for my boy Rebel. And here's the thing about this Ventus run, guys. It doesn't say anything about this anywhere on any of the iconography at all. But this isn't a Ven beginner run. This is a challenge run.
We're doing Ventus no menu.
We are going to beat the game with our boy Ventus without opening the menu. We can use the pause button, we can skip cutscenes. We cannot open the actual menu, which means Quick Blitz, Strike Raid, Arrow. Those are our commands for the entire run.
Oh, you get the good orbs.
Yeah, but Ben orbs are actually free. Because Ben has Flame Salvo at the start.
I just golded orbs, by the way.
Oh, of course you did. Ben orbs are so free, it is actually silly how free
I
they
might have
actually
started my
are.
timer a second late, but yes, I did basically just gold Ben orbs.
Alright, so on to Dwarf Woodlands for Rebel here. Rebel is going to be going into Aqua D-Link and looking for an Aqua Drop. If he gets it, he saves 40 seconds. If he doesn't, he cries.
Yep.
And that's really the long and short of it.
Oh,
If you're wondering how we can possibly beat the game without opening the menu to buy commands, use commands, whatever, meld commands, whatever, D-Links. D-Links,
Yeah.
D-Links, D-Links.
Yep, we are going to abuse D-Links.
As we come up on Ericus on Casa's stream, he's getting hit with the early blades. That is not fun to deal with. Why are you going up, Rebel? Why are you going up?
That was RNG manip. I got the drop.
I hate you, Rebel.
I was playing beginner, and then I was like, wait a second.
I hate you, Rebel.
I got sneezy, but
The muscle memory is so strong.
I did the swag kill.
the muscle memory was so strong.
But Sneezy is screwing with you, so at least I have that. Swag kill on Ericus.
God.
Heck yeah.
Yep.
I was like, I just autopiloted, and then I got the drop, and I was like, wait, no, I didn't need the mini. I was like, wait, no, I didn't need mini.
Rebel, I hate you so much.
Oh, I know you do.
And you deserve it. Don't even try to deny it.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting screwed on. I missed my cycle, so that's all good. But
yeah, you did miss a cycle, but you'll be fine somehow, I think.
And that is dwarves.
Yep, that is dwarfs. Like, he got the drop. That's literally all that matters, is he got the drop.
Yep. Right.
If I don't get the drop, I'm automatically 40 seconds behind.
Yep.
Welcome to the powers of Ven. If we were doing Ven Beginner, same thing would apply.
Yep.
So...
Right, so usually you'd have slide dash
Heading
and
into
stuff.
final fights
for
now.
moving. Nice.
Yep.
Usually you'd have
Get it
slide
going,
dash
Kaka.
and a lot of this, but you know, because we're doing no menu, you don't need them. We do not need the slide dashes. I can't believe I grabbed the mini chest. I wasn't even thinking, I just did it. I'm so used to doing beginner. I'm so used to doing beginner runs that I just did it. I didn't
want to hear
yesterday.
this is Rebel. I don't want to hear it.
I got the drop, so I can't make any excuses. That was obviously RNG manip.
Obviously.
Right, so now... So you have to do this fight without Mini. Luckily, I got used to doing this fight without Mini years ago when we didn't use Mini for this fight. So I'm going to go into Fever Pitch and just try and go ham on stuff. Okay, this is not going to go into 2, but whatever. Okay. And she's going to run to
Oh,
the
good
trick.
Vanitas.
Yeah, this is a much better Vanitas on Class's end than Bubble was able to get. Some nice surges. And...
Play this, but whatever. Right, what I'm going to do actually is
no,
I'm actually gonna...
Snow White Escort without Mini, because we can't open the menus, is a little weird.
Yeah,
But essentially, Rebel's just trying to kill enemies before Snow White gets to trees, so that he can use the reaction command on certain trees, and
I'm going to stand in front of her there because it actually makes the next reaction command appear at the right time. Otherwise, the game loads in a really weird way. It just doesn't.
I tried to make use the blade charge, but it's stronger than my fire.
Yep.
Yep.
Very fair
And
there, Carl.
now one fire boost Terranort fight. Finish
I'm
your
crying
round,
now,
Casa.
bye.
So I wanted a finish command because I wanted to use a finish there. Okay, game. Thank you for doing that.
And I fucked up my... Oh, pardon my language.
Nice one, Casa.
Nice,
Right,
Casa.
I messed up my fire salvo, or my flame salvo.
Your fire salvo.
Oh, 14. That's rough.
Yeah, that's kind of rough. So I'm going into Matriarch now. I'm going to do a full shot lock on him, and then I'm going to go and get into Fever Pitch, then go ham on him again.
I messed up, but it's okay, I can fix
Right.
it.
I need to use the flame salvo 15. Oh, he's walking towards me, which is actually pretty good. Right, so normally we slide dash to him, but no, I need to quick blitz onto him. Which actually makes it a little bit easier because he tends to actually get hit by quick blitz a little bit easier than slide dash sometimes. So I'm going to walk back a little bit to make this a little bit easier. Then he's going to go into his DM phase. I'm going to hit him again before he does the next charge. Then I'm going to charge up Flame Salvo of 11. I'm going to go ham now.
I did that damage intentionally so that I could make sure that later on...
And that is a... Yeah, a 620. That's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
With a drop, that's really not bad.
Yeah, that's really good with the drop. Alright, so...
Okay, Casa's bearing through it. He's going to have to use every single Mega Ether and then do some damage besides, because one fire boost is pretty rough on the old Terranort.
Yeah, he's even using some surges to try and just, you know, get a bit of focus back so he doesn't have to worry about it.
Yep, which is smart.
Right, so now I have to go to grinding. So I needed a drop because I have to do some grinding here. I need to get to level 10. So basically, we mentioned about stats being very important in BBS. Yeah, you're about to see why. So basically, I need to get to level 10 because I need to be able to do normal damage to Vanitas 1. In normal beginner speedruns, we only go to level 7 because that's actually perfect for Maleficent, the fight before him, and then we have a cheese trap for Vanitas, which basically removes...
Reminder, we refuse to open the menu.
Yeah,
so...
There is no opening.
There is no opening of the menu.
Right.
So Rebel's going to grab some parts to Cinderella's dress, which we need to advance cutscenes. So as soon as he picks up the last piece of Cinderella's dress, he will be transported to the next cutscene before the boss fight. So he's going to intentionally leave the lace on the couch in this room and just start grinding enemies until then, because there's a lot of enemies here. They give some pretty decent EXP. This is just a really nice place to grind early.
Oh, and I got a drop.
I hate you so much.
Alright, so I've got everything I need now to go ham. I'm also looking for some other dealing drops too, so...
Yeah, he's looking for a lot of dealing drops.
Right, so I have to do this a little bit weirdly now because I got kind of screwed a little bit there, but whatever.
I got it. Go, 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 go.
Alright, so Ventus no menu is a go.
Right, I'm actually going to leave these guys here because I don't need them. No, I'm not apparently. I'm just going to have to deal with them later.
So I'm just going to have 3 orbs over here, while Casa Rebel's just going to do a lot of grinding. He's going to do that until level 10. Looking for D-Links along the way, because D-Links are so busted.
I need a bunch of dealing stuff, so this is already going kind of poopy for me because I kind of messed up there.
Please die?
This does kind of get yikes until you're like level, at least level 6. So level 6 is when you get the next magic increase, and you kind of need that, otherwise...
50 orbs, can't complain.
Can't complain about that. And also I'm looking for more dealing drops than you could probably imagine. There's one I need.
We're so many dealing drops.
Yep.
Can we beat the game while opening the menu? Absolutely. Can we do it with just Ven's command deck? Ugh. I mean, you can, but not in a relay we're trying to go fast.
Yep. Alright. So I've got both my Snow Whites now. I just need one for Terra, then I'm fine on my D-Links for now. Alright, cool.
Alright, I need this drop pretty bad. So the whole thing about dwarves is we're trying to just destroy the boxes the dwarves are hiding in while killing as few of these enemies as possible, which is what's really crappy because we need to kill a decent amount of them to have a chance at this drop. So
yep. Alright, so I'm just gonna go hammer still. Oh, nice. Right, there, I have all my dealing drops now. Okay, I didn't mean to do that. I messed it up, or whatever. Yeah, I have both my Snow Whites, my 1 Terra, and both my Alphas now. Did you rock test?
I am getting screwed hard.
I'm so sorry.
Where are all the floods? I can't even get my finisher for the cycle. Okay, I got the drop.
Nice.
But I lost a lot of time trying to get it.
Oh, nice shimmering drop for me, dude.
There are little to no text boxes in JP, so BBS is the same speed.
I just golded grinding by a second.
Dude, you better get sub 1 this run or I'm going to be mad disappointed.
Oh my god. Right, so now I'm going to go to Lucifer. Right, so Lucifer here. We are just going to flame salvo him, and then we're just going to go into Aqua and deal a bunch of damage to him. So now I'm level 10. Yeah, this does about the same amount of damage as well, it does like more damage than 2 fire boosts here. Where's he going? Okay, he's gonna go there. So this man can jump on whatever he wants. It's kind of annoying what he decides to jump on, so I'm gonna place a magnet there. And that was a really good Lucifer fight. So the magnet there actually does a little bit of damage to him, like on the way down. And if he doesn't die, he can get turned around by it, so he can hit more of the Mind Squares. So
Okay, so Snow White Escort,
On that, man.
very. I mean, I do the exact same thing you saw Rebel doing earlier.
Yep.
Just a lot of going ham.
Right, now I'm in Enchanted Dominion. So luckily, Enchanted Dominion is actually basically the same as what we do on Beginner normally.
Yeah.
Except that we're a lot stronger, which actually makes the Maleficent fight actually pretty consistent in no menu. So what we're going to do is keep going.
Unfortunate. Oh, come on. This game's so stupid.
Right, so as I said about movement with...
Oh, come on! Are you kidding me right now? Oh my god. Rebel, I'm getting so owned that if you don't get sub 1 and beat me by like 5 minutes, I'm going to be mad.
Oh, no, that means I've got to get past Vanitas too. Right, so,
I'm getting owned by a freaking orb not dying and attacking and changing the camera because I have the press square to protect no white thing. And I'm missing like 10 finishers on the back of that. And there's one, are you kidding me? I'm so mad right now. I can't do anything.
I'm actually lamowing right now. Right, so the next fight we do is actually basically the same as doing it on Beginner. So this is Goons. So Goons in this like run into the middle and then they start going ham and stuff. So what we want to do is we want to get rid of them before they even get out of the door. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to go over there, roll, take out that guy, go into there, do that on that guy. Place down a Mind Square here, then I'm going to go over here and deal with these guys that pop out this door over here. I'm going to blizzard those, thunder, do that, and that should take out those guys, and then I want to fire that guy. Then I want to actually jump and blizzard down the middle there, and hopefully that takes out some more of them. It is kind of hard to get that sometimes, so place down a Mind Square here. I didn't do too well, but whatever. Oh, okay then, thanks you for that. Okay, I'm getting kind of screwed here, right?
Yeah,
right.
Rebel, I got a 638.
Big rip, dude. So
That's a huge rip.
Because I got kind of screwed here, I'm having to use the magic volley there just to make sure that everything else dies, and that was the last enemy. That was kind of slow.
I look at stream for a second. I'm like, wait, did you not change your finisher? Then I'm like, oh, we're not opening the menu.
Yeah, this is no menu, dude.
I would say Rebel Screen's going to get more interesting than mine in a minute, but it's really not.
Yeah.
He has Mal to deal with, though.
Yep, so I'm going through the portals. The portals are actually pretty consistent. There's only one that changes color. There's one that changes color between purple and cream, do you want to call it? Is it cream?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, but the yellowish tinge color over there. You literally can't make the cycle on the first one, so you have to wait, and then you can go into it. Then there's a red one. If you take the purple one, it takes you to another area with a magnet chest. We don't need the magnet chest. No category in Ben needs that magnet chest. It's just not useful. Skip some cutscenes.
Wait
Right.
for Terra D-Link to let me slide dash, because we can't equip another slide dash because we're not opening the menu. This is legitimately the fastest thing we can do.
Yeah, we literally just have to wait. So I'm going to
Because the other way to get the thing is to go inside the wall and do a whole platforming level.
Yeah.
And we don't have time for that.
So Maleficent here went to the middle, which means I can get off a free flame salvo as she does that sleep DM, then I can get off another one. And if she does the lightning attack, then I get a perfect fight. Perfect Maleficent fight. That was a goal.
I got the drop immediately, so
Nice.
at least I'm not losing time on that front.
Alright, so I got really good RNG there on Maleficent. That was a perfect fight.
Yeah, I just made a tough decision that I couldn't get back in D-Link if I got a level, so I just decided it wasn't worth it.
Yeah, you sometimes have to make the bad call and just leave it.
Like, it's BBS be like that. You just gotta know when it's worth it sometimes.
we basically get more than enough chances to get every drop that we need. So you know.
So if that comes back to bite me later, it comes back to bite me later. It just
Right. So
is what it is.
start of Vanitas here. I'm going to go into this. I'm going to go. I'm trying to get this man caught in Magna. I'm going to have to just do this and pray.
There's one Snow White level.
I'm getting kind of screwed on Vanitas or whatever.
There's the second Snow White level. So it will not bite me.
So that was kind of pretty terrible. So I'm probably going to lose like 30
That fight's
seconds.
always terrible. I mean, I don't know what you expect.
Yeah, so now I have to deal with Vanitas with Mickey here. So we have to do enough damage in there in first phase. Luckily now he starts with half his HP bar, which means I can now just go.
Yeah, the interesting thing about grinding in this category is that as you level up, things start dying that weren't dying beforehand, and you have to know the level ranges where that like starts happening. I got every D-Link I wanted. So at least I have that going for me.
Come on, Mickey. Thank you, Mickey. I only lost 0.2 because Mickey actually did his job.
Imagine Mickey doing his job. He never does his job for me.
I know, right? So, right. I can't skip the cutscene. So remember how I just left Castle of Dreams and you pet in Castle of Dreams? Yeah. I'm going to go back to Castle of Dreams.
Yep, we're going to meet back up.
Yep, I'm going to go back to Castle of Dreams now, because now I need to do a long grind section, because we mentioned about levels being important. I need to grind to level 29.
Like, he's going to grind for so long that I will be in the same part of the run as he is when... like, before he's done. I can guarantee you that much.
So what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for a Mickey D-Link drop. I haven't got one yet, so it's kind of... Okay, one room without one's kind of bad, but not too bad.
Yep, he's going to go through with Aqua D-Link, trying to fish for a Mickey drop. And as soon as he gets it, he's going to switch over to Mickey, because Mickey gives us double EXP once he is level 2. And we'll just use Mickey to go ham.
There it is. Now I am done.
There's my level 10, so on with the game.
Right. So now that I'm here, because we've already explained a lot of stuff. What Pez is going to do. If we usually open up a Q&A section here for if chat want to ask us any questions, because we're here for like 12 minutes.
We are here for a while. Like I said, I will catch up to him. Not because he's playing slowly, but because he's going to be there a long time.
So if like you guys have anything you want to ask us about BBS in general or anything, because we're just going to do the same thing in every room, feel free to ask it, and if we see the question, we'll try and answer it. Oh, really? Oh, that was my...
Fine.
And have to do this and go...
Good, Lucifer.
I messed up this room, which means I'm going to lack in a tiny bit of EXP here.
Oh no, how dare you mess up.
Yeah, so...
Mess up like 10 more of those and maybe I can catch up.
I just hit level 15. So luckily, when you're first getting levels, this like... goes...
How long have we been running BBS? I've been doing it for nearly 4 years now. Rebel's been doing it since PSP.
I wasn't actively running on PSP, but I started running the January after 2.5 came out. So I've been running this game for about 6 years, off and on. So I've been running this game for a very, very long time, and I've been keeping up with this game since PSP. Like, when I first started playing this game, everything I took for all my strats was from Adam Timothy, or @0 as he's known now. So, you know, I'm having to just kill a couple of enemies with physical combos because I'm getting kind of screwed by my mind square positions.
Like, yeah, we've played a lot of BBS.
Yeah, sorry if you hear the kids outside. It is a Saturday.
Why BBS over other KH games? Well, the reason I like BBS is A, it's short. That obviously plays into it. And B, like, how do I put this? The way the skill curve in BBS works is there is RNG, but the RNG is not going to stop you from getting a run that you want. Like, if you're good enough at the game, you will eventually break through the RNG barrier without any real, with effort, but not any issue.
Because if you look at all the top times for this game, it's very much the same people in every game.
And, like, my personal gripe is I'm perfectly fine with RNG in, like, item drops and the like. I despise RNG in terms of fights. And a lot of the other KH games has RNG in terms of fights and stuff, so I get turned off by that. That's me.
Yeah, this game's very consistent when it comes to a lot of its fights, so you can very much just kind of go.
Yeah, the fights in this game, you just go. It's not an issue.
So I actually hit level 20. Oh yes. Oh, and something else in this game got the kids outside. I'm really shouting. I'm so sorry. I have to have the window open because it's really hot when I have the PS5 turned on. But basically, so basically, one difference between how me and Pest play as well, just to note, Pest uses the triggers to move the command deck. I use the D-pad. I'm currently clawing the entire time I'm playing.
I'm clawing because my thumb hurts.
Yeah.
Oh, there's that.
But yeah, generally, you can control the command deck in a couple ways in this game. You can use the triggers, or you could use the D-pad. I'm just so used to using the D-pad that I'm just like always D-pad. I never learned how to use the triggers. I'm just not fast at pressing them. So I stuck with what I knew best, which is...
Yeah, which is kind of the other thing I like about BBS, is that different people can do different things and get the same result in this game. Like, there's a lot of personality you can inject into your BBS runs based on how you do things, and...
Yeah. I just hit level 22.
What's your favorite and least favorite ability for literally any reason? My least favorite is EXP Walker because it hurts your hand like a...
I would have to agree. My favorite ability.
We'll show that off when we get to Olympus.
Yeah,
at least a little bit.
We'll show you some stuff, Steph. We don't have to do it, but I'll show it to you, and I'll tell you the reason why we have to do it as well.
Mal was pretty mean, and my goons were really bad, but whatever, we made it.
Right, so,
favorite ability? I don't know. Like, reload boost? Kinda
I
neat?
think reload boost is cool because you can actually get a lot of stuff in Mirage Arena working because of reload boost.
Eating that extra cutscene? Heck yeah.
Hell yeah. I don't know what my favorite ability would actually be. It's really hard to tell because a lot of them are broken in their own ways.
Like, there's not really a bad ability in this game.
There's a couple which aren't useful, like, because, like, even, like, you wouldn't think HP boosts are useful, but they're useful in Terra Crit. Like, things like that. Like, every ability has its, like, niche usage.
Yeah.
So... Oh, aesthetically, the best command in this game is probably one of the Meteor ones.
Or Zac I love Zac Finisher.
Oh my
if we
god.
can count that. Zac Finisher is so swag.
Oh, the Zac Finisher is so good, dude. Ragnarok's also cool. Raging Storm's really cool when you actually get the damage off of it.
Come on, Mickey. Come on, Mickey. Please, Mickey. Please. Mickey. Mickey.
Dude, I just hit level 25. Let's go.
Mickey's doing nothing for me at the moment.
Right, you would think I'm nearly done with this. I've got another 4 levels to go.
We grind all the way to level 30. It's a long grind.
Well, we like grind to 29, then eat out because we're high enough to do the game without hitting level 30. But
we used to grind until 34 because it made final boss a lot easier. But
grinding to 33
it's just not worth it. Unfortunately,
grinding to 33 takes an extra 3 minutes. You lose about 30 seconds to 33, not being level 33. So we just eat the time loss to the final bosses, and it's really hard.
So I'm going to do some neat little Cinderella movement.
Yep. Yep. Pest actually goes to the world first. I'd go straight to grinding.
It doesn't matter.
It makes no difference in time. It just means that Pest starts a little bit ahead of me in terms of Radiant Garden stuff. I don't know why I decided to do this. I just do it like this.
It really doesn't matter.
It basically means I have to kill a wave of floods for some demon back, but that's about all I have to do.
Yeah, if you think we're grinding like this because this is no menu, no. If we did this on beginner, we would still grind like this. We just do it a bit less.
Oh yeah, we actually took a lot of strats from beginner, from no menu and applied it to beginner. But we already did the grind in beginner, but we didn't actually used to do Aqua stuff until me and Pest did no menu, and we were like, wait a second, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah, a lot of Aqua stuff was, especially in the second grind, was interjected after we did some no menu.
Yeah.
This was a thing we did as a meme at GDQ 19?
19, yes.
AGDQ 2019.
We
discovered that it was actually really fun. And then we did more of it, and we discovered, wait a second, this is actually pretty consistent. and then we just kept doing it.
Yep. And we actually have a very good route for this. And it's actually, it just works. Like, there's a couple of fights which are really jank, but we have a couple of fights which are really cool. And I basically got to flex my gigantic brain when it came to this category in a lot of situations, because my dumb ideas just worked in this category.
My game is dunking on Casa by giving me 1,000,000 shimmerings that I cannot
So
use.
am I! Don't worry, because, okay, listen. This game knows when
This game is self-aware, and if you don't
game-
think so, then, like, sorry, you're wrong.
This game is so self-aware, it's unreal. By the way, I just hit level 28.
Nice, nice. So you'll be leaving real soon. And if you're wondering why we're grinding for so long, just wait until Rebel gets the Trinity Armor, and yeah. You will see very quickly.
I'm more likely going to lose a little bit of time to my grinding split here, because I'm kind of playing pretty quickly.
But you can also see how quickly I'm leveling up. Like, I'm already at 15, and the thing is, the early levels are so quick. The early levels you grind so quickly, which is why in normal beginner any percent we still grind like this. It's not until we hit the mid-20s that things like slow to a crawl.
Oh my word, I'm gonna have to enter this. No!
Which bosses are significantly different, harder. Every Vanitas fight is significantly harder. That's honestly the main thing. All the fights are different because in beginner, any percent, you do something very similar to what Casa and Build, I can't say his name right now, Bublo, did with Terra. We do something very similar where we get a bunch of fire surges and we get some fire boost and we go nuts.
Yep.
Please spare some shimmering. Just one.
Just a crumb of...
Oh, Rebel and I have 1 billion of them. You want some?
Right,
Yeah,
cool.
I would love some.
Cool, I lost 30
I mean, we
right.
can't use them. Take them. We can't
Right.
even open the menu to see how many we have, dude. We just know we have a lot.
Yeah, I got a ton of drops. Right, so now I'm gonna do this movement. And then I
Okay,
need
so now Rebel will have new things to talk about.
Yep, so
But I'll still answer random questions if I see them.
yeah. Keep asking the questions and
Keep asking random Q&A questions, and if I see them, I'm stuck here for a while.
yeah, I'll answer them as well because I can do it at the same time. Right, so now I'm going through some of this. Right,
I'm just
cool.
gonna be here listening to you guys.
Very fair. Thanks, Casa.
Thanks, Casa.
And then every
Right.
now and then, with something like casual BBS knowledge comes in, I can help out.
Hell yeah. So I'm just going to go through here. Right, I need to get back my D-Link real quick because I need to do a bit
Am
of
I
movement
having... Dude, I'm always having fun when I'm playing BBS without opening the menu.
here. Dude, this category is so much fun. It's
Like, this
unreal.
grind may seem dull when you're watching, like, multiple people do it. It's so relaxing, dude. You just zone out. You just zone out, get into groove, and you just go. What's the most satisfying then no menu boss? For me, it's Trinity Armor, which you're about to
Oh
see
my
on
god, you're about
Rebel's
to
End.
see Trinity Armor. Trinity Armor is so good, dude. So I'm
Trinity
gonna get
Armor
back-
on no menu is, like, just watch when Rebel gets there. It is a treat.
Yep, and here's the thing, even if you went to level 30, the damage doesn't actually change here because the game does actually scale you at some point. It
Yeah,
doesn't-
the reason we go all the way to 30 is because of strength ups. That's where the last strength up we need to be competitive in endgame is. Because you have to remember, we can't change our Keyblade. If we could change our Keyblade, we'd only have to level to like 21 or something.
Yep. But yeah, so yeah, welcome to Trinity Armor. So
I got owned.
yeah, look at that. 2/3
Just
of HP.
look at the damage.
And yeah, I'm just gonna go ham.
Just the damage. It's so good. Especially since every time I fight Trinity Armor, I have PTSD from Ven Crit. So just blowing him up feels so good.
I miss Then Crit. It's a good game.
No, you
now I'm
don't.
just gonna go with damage on him. Alright,
Look,
cool.
Casa, I'll encourage you to make bad decisions, but I cannot encourage anyone to play Ven Crit.
I just played one Fire Boost Terra. There's nothing that can happen to me at this point.
Yep, I just want to point out how much damage this flame salvo does. That's one flame salvo from half.
It's stupid. It's very stupid.
It gets rid of 2 HP bars.
If you're wondering why we love this category, that fight may give you a couple reasons. Also, the stupid thing is, this category is honestly more consistent than any percent is.
Yep.
Because the only real RNG we have is if we get the Aqua Drop back in dwarves.
Yep.
Because the
That's-
grinding and stuff, you grind for so long, the odds of you not getting the drops you need are so low, it's actually silly. So, like, you will... These runs are very, very consistent. We can honestly have a tighter estimate for a no-menu race than we can in any percent race.
Yeah.
Because any percent, you just don't know. You can get bodied like Casa got bodied.
Right, so I'm
Listen.
gonna... Dude, Casa, you did nothing wrong. You actually played really
You
well.
did nothing wrong, Casa. You actually played pretty well. You got bodied. Like,
Yeah, you
I am
played really
very
well.
happy with how I played.
No, you played well. You played well.
The one
By the
time
way,
I
that Magna just one-shot all the floods.
No.
And I have to be really careful here because I don't want to do what I just did there. Big rip. I need to actually just do that. To that guy, yep, I have to wait for that guy to explode now, which is fine. He's going to blow up and I'm just going to go do this. That was kind of slow.
25.
Yeah, I accidentally hit that guy with one of my flame salvo hits. Yeah, so I had to wait for him to blow up. It doesn't actually matter because my EXP is still perfectly fine. That one enemy disappearing on me isn't gonna like destroy me.
Like, Rebel, if you don't get sub 1 this run, you know how much I'm going to diss you the rest of this
Oh my
relay, right?
God, I
You
hate
better
you
get it.
so much, dude.
You better get it.
I'm 0.5 ahead, probably about to lose like a little bit of time. So
It doesn't have to be a real PB, it just has to be sub 1.
dude, if I get anything under sub 1, I've probably PB'd.
Probably. 26.
Right, so like
3
what we're
more
talking
levels in a bit.
No, so like what me and Pets are actually talking about is when we did our practice race the other day, I got sub 1, which is the first sub 1 in Ven Beginner, sorry.
Then no menu. That's the word you're looking for.
Those are the words my mouth would not say. In Ven No Menu Beginner. And the video got balked, so I can put it on the leaderboards.
Yeah, if you're wondering if we can do this on crit, we can do exactly the same thing we're doing here on crit. We would just have to grind for longer.
Way longer.
Way longer. It would not be fun.
So that's the whole reason why we actually do it on beginner. Right, I've got to play.
If you want to do it on crit yourself, have fun.
It's my favorite rhythm game of all time. Nothing can compare.
Nope.
And what are you doing well? I've got 1 excellent. So
This
something
is
good about
this is your every marathon reminder that I do Ice Cream Beat without audio.
yeah, because you can't have audio, you can't have game audio and Discord at the same time.
I have done Ice Cream Beat without audio for years.
Yep, so I'm just gonna do this. Also, something great about this minigame is the reason why Pest can do it without the music is because the beat's actually off anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, the beat isn't actually on the music, it's actually on the visuals.
Yeah, so
Which
you
is
don't
why
actually-
everyone messes it up.
Yeah, because it's not actually on the thing, because it's timed with how the claps are timed, and the claps aren't timed to the beat, so...
The dumb thing is, if you do the optional songs, those actually are to
Yes.
the beat and not the visuals. But the required one is not.
Yep.
It's really strange.
Alright, cool. I'm only 6 seconds behind Pest.
You're only 6 seconds behind me? Poggers? I'm in Disney Town?
And I'm only 6 seconds behind PB, I should say. Right, I'm in OC Force Fight. This fight sucks on no menu.
This
So-
fight sucks on Ven Beginner, so like no
So
menus.
what I need to do is I need to get to the barrel before Herc does. Oh, I got to the barrel before Herc did.
Oh, you do barrel strats?
Oh yeah, this saves so much time.
I'll try it.
Because then you can just like take out an entire wave without having to waste any focus. So what I'm doing here is I need to go around here and just do this. Okay, I need to... Where the hell is this flood gone? There it is. Right, now I need to do this for himself over here. And this should take out everything in this wave, and then this final wave appears, and this should take
This should be my last room, and then I can get out of here. Alright, 1450 next level. We're going, boys.
114 is actually incredibly good in that fight. 114 is pretty good.
Smile.
Alright, cool. So, now we get to go play some mini games.
I golded grinding.
Nice. Right, so now we get to play some mini games. So in the first mini game here, we've only got to get to 15 points and then we can stop playing. That's what I'm going to do. And we mentioned earlier about showing you some start stepping. I'll do some start stepping now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push the camera towards the other stick and press the other one the other way.
Yep. For
And
once,
you know-
you're going to be able to watch my screen to see cooler stuff happening.
And actually, in a regular then beginner run where we have EXP Walker, we have to do this. And in the second part of this mini game, you probably might have to do it for about 50 seconds if you get good RNG. On
Yep.
the barrels.
If you have EXP Walker, it is literally every single time Ven's foot leaves the ground, you get 1 or 2 EXP. So you gotta do that for like ideally 40 seconds, and it's rough.
Right, so
I'm just using Terra D-Link for movement. If you're wondering why we leveled up Terra D-Link, that's the only reason. If you're wondering why we leveled up Snow White D-Link, that's literally for one fight, and Rebel will get there soon enough.
Yep. So what me and Pess are actually going to do is we usually have a short competition with with Ernst here.
Yeah,
So
the real winner of the race is whoever gets more points on barrels too, earns too.
Yeah, and it's going to be Pest because I'm getting really pooped on here.
Goof.
What is a comfortable amount of points here?
Comfortable is usually 150. You're fine.
About 150, yeah, but I've seen her.
Oh, the damage on Trinity Armor! I love it so much.
The thing is, I've seen.
I love it so much. Oh,
screwed here. Even if like you do have 150 points, it is very much down to.
Yeah, but on like you have to play it by ear. But in a normal beginner speed run, you're usually going to 140, 150, and then you start stutter stepping.
Yeah. I'm not even going to get to 200 points.
You do have to play it by ear, though.
Dude, I'm not even going to get to 200 points. This is pretty poopy.
Oh, I love the damage on Trinity Armor so much.
Oh no! The bomb made the barrel go the other way!
That's actually kind of stupid. I should not have done that. Oh well.
So as you can see, Herc's getting up to 90
Not
points.
going to matter.
So I'm going to make it 200 points, but Pess is probably going to win the race because he's going to have more points on barrels than me.
And that's all that matters.
I'm going to jump over here and try and get this.
Everyone in chat, remember the amount of points you got.
I got 232.
232. Okay, that could be worse.
Yeah, that could be worse, but Herc got 103, dude.
What?
Yeah, Herc was going ham, dude.
Yeesh.
Right, so, Caster, do you remember Cyclone strats?
Yeah.
We're going to use Cyclone.
No.
Yes.
Yes. You see why we love this category, right, Kyle?
Right.
You see, sometimes there are ideas in the world and opinions. Sometimes they're wrong.
Oh, I'm not going to get into it early enough. I'm going to have to just go ham now.
It's like, yes, Casa, I couldn't agree more that your opinions are wrong.
There we go.
All
Now
I
it's time
can
for
remember
Cyclone.
is Zetrus hearing Ben and getting warp
Now I'm going to
flashbacks.
fable it around.
I am very dumb. It doesn't matter. Me being stupid aside.
And this should finish before the next one goes off fully, because you actually don't have to put as many jellies in this one than you do on PS3.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to split the urns. Whatever. I have to skip 2 splits. Whatever. All right, cool.
I'm so dumb.
So is there a chance you die in this run at all, Rebel?
Vanitas 2 and Vanitas 3 are the only 2 fights that can kill you. We actually are under-leveled for those fights for no menu, but we just eat. But we just eat how terrible those fights are. Luckily,
Yeah, we used to grind to 34, and then those fights were free, but it takes like 5 minutes to go from level 30 to 34.
Oh, I'm getting kind of a poopy fight here.
It's actually silly.
Yeah. So,
That's some optimal sliding dash movement for you all.
nice. I didn't even kill the enemy to go for a pair, so I was just like, no, I'm not doing it. I just started dodge rolling.
Well, I gotta give the fans what they want, Rebel.
The jellyfish makes me scared, because the jellyfish reminds me of crit.
Oh yeah, Meta 2 is horrible on crit, but you can finish that fight in 5 hits on this, so. Right, so. We're just going to Aqua D-Link through this fight. This fight's kind of annoying, because having to do this and just do that, and then just drop down for frame.
Give fans.
Yeah, this is a pretty interesting force fight because it like almost works.
It almost works, but it really doesn't at the same time. I haven't got my dealing. Crap. Okay. I'm gonna be in a bit of trouble here because I had to exit the dealing. Whatever, I can go deal with this guy. And then those guys all come towards me, so oh my god, dealing, please come here. I'm just gonna go up here and do this. And this should take care of those guys.
I'm at everyone's favorite part. I hope the audio's not on me.
That was a really good fight.
No, it's on Rebel.
Good.
It's on me. Alright, cool. Right. So now we get to go to Meta 2. I might have to kill a monkey because I'm lacking in EXP a little bit. I'm going to have to kill a couple of monkeys. I'm going to see what my XP is now, actually. I'm going to kill this thing and see what my XP is.
Can't test this. You have to divert from the path.
Okay. I should be fine on EXP if I kill one thing in Neverland. Oh, by the way, even if you don't have high jump equipped, as soon as you anti-grav, you have high jump on.
Yeah, convenient.
Yeah, the game just gives you high jump there, even if you don't have it equipped, because you can't actually jump up there without...
Fun little note, if you want to skip a bunch of cutscenes in Disney Town, just have a completed save file where only one character is completed.
Yeah.
And then you skip a bunch of things, and it's a good time.
Right. I'm gonna lose a bit of time here because I had to check how much EXP I had. Luckily
Kirk
we do
got to the barrel.
Luckily we do actually have to kill an enemy in Neverland anyway, so I'm fine on my EXP now. All I
Kirk
need
got
is
to the barrel, Rebel. I'm sad.
big sad. Right, gonna do that. I'm not getting very good luck on my... Oh no! Why would you do this to me?
That is a valid question, but I don't think the game will give you a valid answer.
Oh, that's so mean!
If you've never seen a BBS speedrun before, just know that BBS does BBS things.
Yeah, I just lost
we just have to accept it.
I just lost 23 seconds through no real fault of my own.
That's the BBS
Do you
way.
want to know what happened?
Meta 2 just went behind the pillar.
And an entire flame salvo just got ate by the pillar.
My entire flame salvo got eaten by the pillar.
That sucks.
And
I hate
also,
that,
I lost some time because I had to kill an enemy to make sure my HP was fine. So I lost about 15 seconds through killing an enemy, which is fine. Yeah, so Pest kind of got screwed on focus by the looks of things in the OC Force fight.
Yeah, what can you do?
Right, so I'm getting to the only fight where we need Snow White D-Link at level 2 now. My PB has perfect RNG here, so yeah.
I'm stupid.
I'm more than likely not going to PB in this run, just purely because my luck here is abysmal. Shut up, Pess! Shut up! Shut up!
You know what you gotta do, Pest? You gotta PB and bop them.
It's like, I can't tell you how possible that is because my splits don't have my PB on it.
So I actually have to just stick in... Snow White here.
Yeah, this is the whole reason we leveled up Snow White, is we can get Bashful, which is Warp, and Warp just randomly warps an enemy out of existence. That's it.
I went for an extra Bashful there to try and get it. I also hit level 30 on that fight because I killed the
Nice.
myself. Oh nice, I have D-Link, but I need to get it back anyway because I have to use it here.
Let's line up the big barrel. Oh, come on. I'm big sad now.
Nice alert. you
I'm
got
not
there.
getting good barrel RNG. This is looking and Herc. Yeah, I'm not going to win this race, guys. It's over. It's over.
Oh, oops! I left the room. Oh no, it gave it to me.
I would be lucky to hit 200 at this
really?
rate. This is yikes.
I'm kind of getting a bit screwed on my enemies there. You have to do a full combo on that to like get it. You have to do a finisher or a big hit on that to get it like.
Rebel, I'm getting no barrels. I'm getting nothing. I'm getting literally nothing. There are no barrels here.
Right then, time for Hook. Let's see if I can get this right, because this is where my big.
Damn it, Herc! Herc's got to every barrel. He still only scored 46.
Oh, I forgot about Hook. He exists.
What I
He
did
does
there
exist.
is I played down
And
a
Rebel
whole
has the biggest brain of strats, which is you pop the mind shield, and he runs in a straight line on top of the mind shield. And
Oh,
just
the best
takes
strat right
damage
here.
all the way, because Rebel has the biggest brain. Okay, Rebel, I lost the race. I don't want to say by how much, because I'm sad.
So during a during a random race that me and Pest did, there's like a clip in one of my PVs where I'm just sat there having a zen moment of, wait, we could do that better. What? And then I said to Pest, I was like, hey Pest, you know we use Mind Shield on Hook? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, what if we place it on the line where he runs? And Pest was like, I like where you're going with this. We place it on the line where he runs back to the middle to start his desperation move. If you get it perfectly positioned, you get your finisher build up instantly. It doesn't matter what happened to me there, because one finisher doesn't usually kill him anyway. Unless you get really good RNG on all your hits, but it doesn't matter too much. But yeah. So that's how we do that.
I love how sometimes you just can't get into fever pitch in the Jellies fight.
Oh, you sometimes just can't. By the way, there's Ven's best Keyblade that we get in a run, but we're never going to see it.
Because we can't open the menu to equip it. Feels bad.
Alright, so I'm getting to tornadoes. So you saw how Terra did tornadoes, where he just didn't care? Yeah, I have to care.
Well, I'm getting absolutely bodied by Jellies. They're not letting me use Arrow.
Nice.
They are actually bopping me.
Well, like, I have to care. So what me and Pest said about timing our dodges, yeah, that's very important, because if you mash your dodges, you actually drop inputs and go slower. By timing them, it actually means you can outrun these tornadoes with both Ven and Aqua just using their regular dodges.
That was so sad.
And then you do that through the room. There is a way you can go that saves 1 second that Pest likes to do. He's more consistent at that way than I am. I'm just more comfortable doing it the way that I know it and losing 1 second.
I just had the most sad Jellies fight you have ever seen.
Yeah. Right, I'm heading into final fights, by the way.
So, yep, get ready, Alex, because you are up next.
Yep. So I'm heading into Vanitas 2. And this fight is real annoying in this category. So I'm just going to go into Aqua D-Link and I'm just start spamming commands. And hopefully he dies really, really quickly. So first things first, he's going to go on the Keyblade bike. I'm just going to use the Flame Salvo on him. It doesn't matter how many hits of this hit. If loads of hits hit, then, you know, this fight's kind of good. But it doesn't really matter. 30 hits is actually very good. I'm going to let him hit me here just so I can go.
Yeah, final fights are, everything might have looked not too bad because we were over-leveled. These fights are why we over-level. They are not easy.
And the main reason why we use Aqua is because Aqua's D-Link has a cure on it, which means we can actually reliably beat this fight. We did do a different strat at one point. Okay, I'm having to do this now. And luckily, Aqua's finisher does so much damage to him. Like, that damage was ridiculous. And I'm going to try and get him back into...
Okay, that's not a big deal. Please get in here, big boys.
Okay, gonna do that.
It could be worse.
Do that. 1, 2. Gonna do that. And I'm actually just gonna use my finisher here. I'm just gonna start blowing it. There you go. That worked. I lost 7. Only lost 7 seconds. That's very, very good. This is actually gonna be like a 101, like 20-ish pass.
Nice, nice.
Sorry, a 100, like.
Yeah, I thought that's what you meant based on
Yeah.
how things were going.
Right, so now, here's the final boss. So this fight is actually kind of rough, but there is a way we can cheese this guy, so we're going to cheese him. So something which you probably didn't know is you can actually one-tap this guy and loop him. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to flame salvo him. I'm gonna just go 1, 1, 1. And basically we can just loop this guy. And then I'm going to go 1, 2. Then once I've done a full set of combos and an air flare, I'm gonna... You absolute... This might be a 101 now because of what this guy just did to me.
He does that. Oh, did he just eat your whole... Oh.
Yeah.
Ow.
He just disappeared on me.
That's brutal.
He just disappeared on me and ate an entire flame salvo from me.
That is absolutely brutal. Stitch, 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 stitch. Whatever.
Right, now I have to be really careful now because this guy can actually easily kill you.
Yeah, the game ate his whole flame salvo and his focus with it, so that was pretty rough.
I got through, don't worry. I got through.
I
was in red
actually
house.
panicked.
Don't worry.
Panicked.
Don't worry, I was fine.
Don't worry, I told you, these fights are actually hard. His health will refill in the Dragon Ball Z section, but his focus will not.
So yeah, I'm having to just go and pray that I have enough, like, focus. Time's on the last hit of.
It's possible to whiff last word, but if you don't move when you get it, you just don't whiff it.
Yeah,
so time will be when he hits it.
So I will call time, and then Zojulix, you can go, and then that will be all good. And this is the last one. This is going to be like a... And then exactly 5 seconds from when this is over, it will be time. That's time. Go, Zojulix. By the way,
I will use Bashful. That was good. I got all but one Mandrake and one Bashful. I'm happy with that.
That was a 1 flat 51, by the way.
Not bad.
Yeah. Very, very good.
That was such a good Bashful.
That was not bad. That was like 4 or 5. That's average.
Yeah, like 4 or 5.
I got one really good Bashful, and then the rest were not as good.
Alright, cool. So, we get orbs again now, guys.
Yep. Hope you like orbs, because Angelix is going to do more of them, and Aqua by far has the worst orbs.
Yeah, Aqua has like the worst of all the orbs. So, yeah. So, don't worry about me and Pest disappearing. You got us for another hour while these runs are going. So,
Yep,
yeah.
we're here for until they're done with Aqua.
Yep. So yeah, so he's just gonna go through the orbs. There is no challenge aspect to Aqua. This is just gonna be a straight beginner any % run.
Which means there's a lot of challenging aspects to it, because Aqua beginner is rough sometimes.
Yes.
I like Aqua Critical more.
Aqua Crit is fun, but there's still a lot of unique stuff to beginner and some cool stuff that we can do on beginner.
Let's do the big brain.
So something very, very cool
Look
about
at that massive brain. I love it so much.
Yeah, so something really cool about Zojulix is he plays on the Xbox version. He's one of the only Xbox runners that we have. Look. Oh, it's so good. And then if this all goes well, Hook can actually die from this attack if all goes well.
He did not, but what can you do?
He did not, but sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. If you get good RNG, he actually falls off again like instantly. That was a very good Hook fight though. That was a very good
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, I golden.
Nice. Are you ahead or behind?
Ahead of these fake splits I have. And remember, these fake splits I have, I did that, I went back to grind after Hook.
Oh yeah, you did! Because, like, you didn't have enough EXP.
I did, I was just an idiot.
Right,
So, Zelja's just going to pick up some stuff. There's a Barrier Surge, there's a Fleeting Crystal.
there is also
Test over here.
there's also a slow chest. Yeah, he's gonna commentate the other team and play.
Dude, I have like 10 cutscenes to skip. Don't worry about me.
There we go. Right, so another change between the 30 FPS ones and the 60 FPS versions of this game is that when they ported this game to the PS4 and increased the FPS to 60, oh my god, it's the menu. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen the menu in a while. Holy cow.
Yeah, so something weird that they did is certain surfaces on the PS3 versions and the PSP versions you could actually cartwheel or dodge over. The only character that can now dodge over these surfaces is Terra, because Terra's dodge goes so far, it just flies over it. But normally the ones which you can't, the ones that you can't dodge over, we used to dodge over all of them, but now we have to do jumps and quick blitzes and other things to...
If you're wondering how tornadoes work and why I didn't get sucked up there, it's once you get in the aggro range of one, any other that's aggro to you stops following you.
Yeah.
So we're purposely trying to get next to them so they will aggro and nothing can catch us.
Yep, so Zojulix is about to do the Jacques escort. Jacques a really annoying escort. Out of all of them, Aqua definitely has the worst one. So
Final fights, get ready, Marvin.
Nice. So basically what Zojulix is going to do is he's going to try and clear a couple of paths for Jacques to go on. So Jacques has 5 different paths of enemies that he'll choose. You basically just have to clear a couple of them, or pray he goes on the spawners path, because he has one path where he spawns nothing, one path where he spawns one wave,
That was a really good flame salvo, holy cow.
One of them where he spawns 2 waves, one of them where he spawns 3 waves, and one where he spawns 4. It looks like he's going down the normal path for Zojulix.
Yeah, I think so.
His enemies are kind of screwing him a little bit there, because Aqua can also spawn the enemies, which makes it kind of annoying. Oh, if he hadn't have spawned enemies, that was spawnless! Oh, that was a big sad. Right, so the real issue, right, so spawnless is fast, right? But there's some issues that come with spawnless. If you get spawnless, you're lacking in a little bit of EXP, which is remedied later. That doesn't matter too much. But the main thing you're lacking in is money. And money is something that's very important in these runs. We didn't mention it in Terra, because Terra really has no issues like grabbing his money. But in Aqua, it's actually very common to get what we like to call 1 moneyed or 3 moneyed.
He is trolling me. Holy cow.
Yeah, this man is like not letting you play.
He is not letting me do anything to him today. I was on sub 1 pace and he killed it.
Yeah, he looks like he did. Yeah, like literally sub 1 is if does like Vanitas 2 go well. What's your time on the leaderboards? It's a 101, right?
It's a 1 flat something.
Okay. Oh no, yeah. Sorry, because we got those in what was it? Did you request?
We got it in the other Vendo menu race we've done on this channel.
Yeah, the questing for glory one, the one where we won first on like front page during Vendo menu. Right, sorry. So what Zojulix was doing to curse Coach Stereos, he got into Spellweaver, stunned him a little bit, and then finished him off. Pet kind of got screwed by...
I got screwed hard.
Screwed hard.
I couldn't have asked for a worse fight.
Yeah, so now Zojulix is gonna go to Dwarf Woodlands, because we need to go beat some Magic Mirror. And also, we want the Keyblade from here as well, because having won it... Because Aqua's starting Keyblade has 2 strength and 2 magic. We want the one that has 3 strength and 2 magic. It just makes it a little bit easier to deal with everything. Alright, cool. So another chest he's going to grab is also poison. Poison's used in a couple of fights. Is it used in Gone 2? I think it's still used in Gone 2. No, it's not used in Gone 2 on beginner. What the hell am I thinking? But basically what poison does is poison's a dot damage effect, which means damage over time. So we inflict poison on something, and then we get to basically tick some HP off of it from just hitting it once. The reason why we need to do it is because Magic Mirror here has a few moves where he likes to fly away. Pess is doing the stun lock on Vanitas 3, by the way. By single hitting him, you can actually stop him from doing anything. He will eventually break out, but you can predict it because he gives you more than enough time from you doing one hit for you to work out where he is. This is a pretty good fight, actually. Yeah, Pess is using that to just avoid the thing, and then he's going to try and get some hits in to build back his focus for the D-Link at the end. And that should be fine.
Yep, get ready, Martin.
Yep, that's a good amount of... Oh my god, Pess, you hit him when the cutscene was going, so you got more focus back!
Did I really?
Yes!
You did, yeah.
His hitbox is still there!
That's very funny. Although he's trolling me a bit in Dragon Ball Z part.
That was hilarious! Oh my god, right. Oh my god. Right, so Zojic's gonna do some moving. He did the jump and D-Link drop, which is also very, very nice. It just drops you down to the ground like instantly. And Pess, you should be getting at least a 1 flat or a 101 at least.
It's a 1 flat.
Is it 1 flat? Good, good, good.
It is.
Good.
Time, go Marvin, go Marvin.
What was your final time, Pess?
1 flat 50.
Your run was 1 second faster than mine.
Hey!
What did I just say? What did I just say? Bop him. Bop him.
The run was 1 second faster than mine.
And that was with Vanitas trolling me the heck out that, dude.
Yeah!
That was
So good. That was a really close race in terms of our final times. Right, so Marvin's back in orbs. What Zojic's doing is he was trying to get some hits in on Magic Mirror. Magic Mirror, once you do 7 hits to him, the 8th hit will knock him down. And then he'll go into 1 of 4 attacks, and then you just kind of have to deal with whatever cycles he decides to do. Oh, what was your score on OC?
I got less than 200, dude. You won that easily.
So then, what you're saying is, I won the race because you take off, 2 seconds for that? At bare minimum?
I didn't know we were taking seconds off. I just thought you lost by default, dude. Are we changing the rules now?
No.
I just lost by default. Come on, man. Pretty decent mirror fight by Zoljalix from what I saw. I was doing Dragon Ball Z stuff. I don't know. How was it?
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was okay, it was a mirror fight. Sorry, I was watching the Dragon Ball Z as well. I didn't see some of it.
Wow, I should be offended by that, guys.
I'm actually controlling my own screen, Zoljalix, like a proper rebel. This was all his fault.
Wow, Mike. So
don't worry, Casa will tell you. When in doubt, blame rebel.
Yeah. It is.
Rebel?
It is normally my fault. Oh yeah, sorry. I'm sorry, Casa, for everything.
Also, I just want to point out that the Xbox cursors for BBS are cursed.
Yeah, they are. Look, the fact it has Y on the command deck just bothers me immensely.
Yep. So Zoljalix going to
he's
do a cute little skip after a menu.
Yep.
He's going to sell a Quick Blitz, a Blizzard, right barrier surge.
Yep.
And a slow. He sold his poison. Huh?
You actually don't need poison.
You don't need it.
You don't need it, but it is kind of useful. But you don't exactly need it.
Yep, but he's going to buy 4 magnets and an arrow.
Arrow, yep. Right.
And we're going to get a bunch of magnets and thunders. Marvin's picking up the slow chest. How could you, dude? We're behind. Don't do the slow chest.
He needs it for the money, Pest.
I know. I'm joking. because it's a slow chest, and there's also slow in it. So cool little skip here, defying gravity, similar to what we did in Ben's run. So Jax gets it first try, cool stuff. Ice Barrage, we use Ice Barrage in some pretty neat ways on Crit. In Beginner, we just kind of yeet it.
In Beginner, we use it for one fight. Then
we use it for one fight, and we yeet it.
Then it goes in the bin, we no longer need it.
So, goons, everyone has their own way of doing goons. You're generally just trying to get as many in magnets as you can. If you can get Spellweaver, you can do some neat stuff with the finisher. Marvin's just pushing the Flood aside. He's going to get the one spawn near the exit. Is pretty alright for him.
Yep. One thing that actually we didn't mention up till now, because it only really affects Aqua. When we have party members with us, like Philip, and we had Zach and Herc with Ben, if party members get the killing blow on an enemy, we actually lose the EXP and CP from that enemy. Meaning that we basically want to get the killing blow ourselves. Philip's very useful for getting hits on stuff, but we need to nag the killing blow for ourselves rather than waiting for him to do stuff.
Marvin got a Troll Flood, otherwise that's a decent escort. And Zoljalix playing well, going into Goons too.
So I'm answering a message, there we go. Oh, no, not right. Right, cool. So, Marvin's on Class Coach.
Yep. And Marvin's going to get into Spellweaver, and you can do a neat little loop on Curse Coach where you have the combos for Spellweaver, and the combo stuns him and allows you to get more combos, but Curse Coach said no.
Curse Coach said no to that, and he's going to go into the jump. Jump is pretty cursed.
Yeah. Zoljalix doing some, these goons spawn in very specific places. So he's trying to use his magnets in specific spots to clear them out as quickly as possible. You have to do this reaction command. There's some cool movement you can do, which Marvin might. Zoljalix just going to take it easy, run over to the propeller. That's a fine Curse Coach for Marvin, considering he jumped.
Yep.
It's like how boss RNG works in BBS is it's not really RNG. It's just here's a handful of things they could do, and adapt.
Just pick the right option.
Adapt or die.
Yeah, it's honestly just pick the right option, and it should all be fine.
Zol had either a goon nearby, or he didn't kill a goon. One goon didn't spawn.
Basically,
I'm assuming one goon from the other room got too close.
For some reason, that one goon that I had to go back for, I learned this. I don't know if this is another thing that makes Xbox more scuffed, but that one goon doesn't spawn if I'm too far into the room.
No. The reason why goons... Oh my god, people are setting off fireworks outside my house. Hang on. So, the reason why...
Also doing some fire through the wall.
Getting screwed by goons is because you're taking the top route, you're probably spawning too many. This game still functions like a PSP game, but if you spawn too many enemies, it can't spawn everything else. So, if you spawn too many enemies, that might be another reason for why why that one doesn't always spawn. Yeah, the fireworks. I have my windows open because
it's a sequence break for Marvin. He's going to put the poison and the vision for a magic mirror. Zoljalix is just killing some things, looking for some levels.
Yep.
It's like he wants to be level 4 before you go into the Dragon Maleficent fight. And Dragon Mal is a pain in the butt and just generally just not fun.
It's not a fun fight to deal with on beginner.
But Zoljalix is level 4. He'll go deal with it the best he can, because that's all you can do with Dragon Mal.
He's going to do a quick menu to make his Magneras and then put on the Ice Barrage.
Yep.
Magic haze.
He's
Hell yeah.
got some fleetings. Marvin's just smack in the face. And he'll get the second poison off. This is all going fine. What RNG will he... That RNG's fine. He can get some damage with Bubble Blaster, and then we'll see if he does the hallway or if he does the circle attack.
Yeah, after this one, he should actually be able
That's
to...
a lot of damage before he got the fall over twice. Okay.
Dude. He's gonna
Okay.
get damage
He
here.
probably should have gone for the poisons that
He probably meant to do
spell
the
over,
poison,
but otherwise...
yeah. He more than likely meant to do the poison, but it's fine. Because if he
It's perfectly fine. Just Blizzard that guy. That's a very good fight.
That's incredibly good. Hell yes. Oh, you didn't need to do that. You didn't need to do that. Don't worry.
He's listening to us. He's just showing off.
Yeah. He's like, no, the poison's needed, guys. Easy every time. I like
So
it.
yeah, he's showing us how he knows how poison works. So Zoltar's going to hide behind Maleficent's rear end.
Just
And if you hide in a certain spot, you just don't get hit by anything.
Yeah, so he's
And
gonna
we're
go
doing
half-
that, we're targeting this leg because it does have a hitbox. And just doing as much damage as we can. On Aqua level 1, EXP 0 is busted, so we actually can kill her before she flies. In beginner, that's just not viable. So we deal as much damage to her as we can, but Zoltarix is getting the pattern where he can get a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's not undoable on beginner, but it is very much not a thing that you go for. By the way, in the last HP bar is actually very, very good on damage.
That is very good damage. So we're just going to do a little reaction command where Philip will stop swinging his sword at nothing.
Yep.
And smash down on Maleficent's neck. You can die there, by the way.
On crit, yes, there is an invisible hitbox there that lingers that does just straight one-shot you, if you're not
But
careful.
she'll fly around, she should land, then Zol can do a fission and ice barrage, and that will hopefully kill. Just the ice barrage, that's a good fight.
That's a very good fight.
Like, Dragon Mal is a very dumb fight, because you just don't really have the tools to deal with her. Marvin's
getting a bit screwed there.
recovering, yeah. No.
He's going to have to kill that goon and then go back and try again. What's happening here is he's trying to get up there, but it's kind of a bit screwy sometimes.
It can be screwy. You have to attack as you're falling, and yeah, things get weird.
Alright, cool. So now Zoltarix is in good old Radiant Garden. Now he's going to go do one fight, and then he's going to go to Castle Dreams again. Because,
Yep, this whole menu is just to level up Arrow for one fight.
Yeah. And now he's going to go grab a Abandoned Crystal from the Madrix at the back. So as we said with Terra doesn't have Grumpy, and Grumpy's a
The
treasure.
first of many RNG things that could affect this run. And first row abounding, you got like 3 of them.
Wow.
Do you want to know what the true optimal for that is, right? When your raid gets parried, it automatically comes back to you instantly. So what you can do is you can throw the raid, you get a one hit drop, and then that drops into you. Then you get a parry, you get your key going back instantly. It saves 2 seconds. I've had it happen to me a few times, and I'm just like, yes, optimal aboundings.
Marvin's taking care of Goon 1 without a problem. Mickey fight is surprisingly difficult because A, Mickey is a little rat.
Mickey
and B, as you can see with Zoltarix here, getting good spots to magnet everything in this fight is not simple.
Yeah,
and you desperately need to get it right, because if Mickey kills things, we don't get the EXP, and if we don't get the EXP from this fight, we're not happy at all.
Yeah, so basically what he's trying to do is he's trying to get the birds caught in stuff.
Yep, so good recovery here.
Yeah, that was pretty decent on the recovery side. And he's going to go for the fission to finish.
Zoltarix maybe doing a really nice work over on Goons 2 right now. He's going to do the swag movement.
Oh, dude, it's time. Let's go. I love this movement. It's so good.
It's so good. Just smack the guy up there. Don't even worry about it. So Zoltarix is going to get Mind Square, and remember how we just had a run where we grinded in Castle of Dreams for like 12 minutes. We're not done grinding in Castle of Dreams, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna go back there and grind. So, real big information about beginner, specifically Ventus and Aqua. It is legitimately faster to grind to a stupidly high level for just beating the game and then just rolling with it. It is miles faster than anything.
So what Zoldulix is going to do is get 6 fires, going to meld a EXP walker, so he'll get EXP for every step Aqua takes and just go nuts. Marvin just had a really nice goons.
Yeah, those are really good goons. And then he's just going to put on a bunch of fires, and he's going to put on the Zero Gravera.
Yep.
And then
Marvin's going to meld
change the blade.
Marvin, some different style of running. He melts the Magnera here before he does the grind to level 4, and then he grinds in the broom after this, while Zol did it on the bridge.
Yep. Right, so
nothing
now,
necessarily wrong with either, but here comes RNG, boys.
Equalizer. Here comes something that can help Blue Team catch up by quite a bit. So basically,
first enemy. Are you kidding me? Never mind. We're not catching up, guys.
Never mind. And then he's going to grab a bit of extra EXP there and get back his stuff there. And then he's just going to go.
The Seekers of Darkness definitely have some dark magic on their side right now.
Yeah, dude.
It's okay. They're using up all their luck before DDD.
Yeah,
this
we
is
are.
True.
Yeah, we are.
So again, like with the last couple runs, are you kidding me, Zoltan? Kidding me? Oh, I'm so mad.
I am so happy. I am so happy. That is
oh
RNG.
Zoldulix PB right now, please. Do it for yourself.
Yeah, dude, you got this.
And he's getting a bunch of fleeting drops too. Zoldulix can't ask for any more right now. Oh. So as we were saying in the other races,
fleeting there as well.
Oh god, Zoldulix cannot ask for more.
Yeah, this is going perfect. And it's shimmering.
And it's shimmering. Are you kidding me, Zol?
So Zol's pretty much now set up on all of the turkeys.
I'm sorry, was that shimmering excuse me?
Sorry, the fireworks are going.
Oh god, Zol could not ask for. Okay, let me explain why we're freaking out. Like in the other BBS runs, the level ups you get from D-Links are random. They drop from enemies. When they drop are random. And he just got them from the first 2 enemies he beat up, which is literally TAS RNG. And the reason we care about Mickey so much is because we get double EXP.
Yep.
Meaning, because he got them instantly, he's going to grind really, really quick up to level 16. And he got the fleeting drops to get Magic Haste that he wants, and a Shimmering drop to get Fire Boost that he wants.
Yeah.
Which you will have seen the power of in the Terra run earlier. So Zol is set up to do damage right now.
We saw it from one side, Carl. Oh my god! I'm gonna try and mute in between them going off, just so we don't get the loud bangs on the stream.
Yeah, Marvin had a very nice Enchanted Dominion. That's a really tough world.
Yes, yes.
And he handled that very well.
You know, Pass, you're telling me I'm getting godlike RNG, but then it's all gonna fall apart in Fruit Ball anyways, so I'm still not all that attached to it.
Zol, if you lose Fruit Ball after this godlike RNG, I will find you and I will punch you in the face. I want you to know.
Boy.
I will be so bad.
No threatening the runners.
Yeah, but this is... Yeah, but...
It's fine, you know.
Yeah, but Casa, this is, like, justified after this.
Hey, listen, you don't need all those shimmers. Please stop.
It's fine. Zol knows we're joking. It's all in good fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, he could not ask for better RNG right now. And now we'll see how Marvin's RNG compares.
We'll see it because Marvin normally doesn't do incredibly well with some of this.
Marvin is he doesn't get great RNG in this game, but he got the drop in the first
and he got an Aurora too, which means he gets a bit of extra money.
Yep, that's all you can ask
for
there.
drop for Zoldulix as well.
Yep, some background on these guys. Zoljulix is a relatively new runner to this. Marvin he got the first sub 50 in this category, and he's just known for getting some terrible RNG. He gets bodied quite a bit.
Apparently, he and I really are the same person.
Yeah.
Yeah, kinda.
Oh my god, fire.
But one Mandrake behind here, Marvin will take care of that without too many issues. It just takes a while. This is a really annoying force fight.
Yeah, it's
There's
honestly
so many ways it can go wrong. Including these birds just not showing up. Also, Marvin got a fleeting before grinding.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That was a really good
Oh
force fight.
no, the Zojulik's got a raging storm.
Okay, not perfect RNG anymore.
It's fine. It's fine. He can he can sell that and buy back the fire augers. It
It's
doesn't
perfectly fine. If you are unaware, there is for a few melds in this game a 5 to 10% probability of getting a rare meld, where they just give you something completely different from what you wanted. Zoljix is 16, so he will run and fight Trinity Armor.
Yep.
As Marvin's stream is skipping out a bit, but he got the Mind Square. He equips the EXP Walker before he gets the chest, so he can just get some more EXP on the way there.
Some unfortunate. Oh, he got the hit.
Yep, happens.
It's all RNG manipulation for DDD. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Raging Storm is a 10% meld, but it's not the end of the world because Zoljulix still got his Faiga, which means you can still buy more Faiga, and you just change your commands accordingly, and you sell it to get a lot of money later.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah, you honestly get back what you lose when you make a rage storm. As long as you make one fire auger, you're perfectly fine.
Which Marvin failed to do the other night.
Oh, that was... If it happens
Because
again...
Marvin just gets
so
fun.
funny.
And first three got the drop.
That's really fine. One combo. Yeah, let's go.
First three, one combo is perfectly fine. So Marvin can
go.
move on, and we'll see how fast he gets the other one. If he can get it quickly, then there's still a possibility of the Guardians saving some time in this.
Yep. So what we're going to see from Zoljulix is...
Zoljulix is using Raging Storm strats. Oh, baby. You don't have to do this, but Raging Storm can do some good damage to Trinity Armor. Marvin's luck's officially much worse than Zoljulix, but he got it. He got it within the first room. Couple of things. He got a Shimmering Drop. Alright, so Marvin wasn't set too far back with the RNG, and he'll be set to just do normal grinding here. And a Fleeting. There we go. There we go, getting some good RNG, and another Fleeting. Alright, Marvin's looking pretty good now.
I think he's got 3 Fleetings. He got 2 from that one wave.
He did. And he has a Shimmering, so he's looking pretty good right now.
Yep. Yep. Zoljulix there, bodying some Trinity Armor. Trinity Armor gets absolutely decimated in this category.
At level 16, the fires, it's
level
so
17, he gets bodied even harder. Like, you're not even capped at level 16, by the way. That's not even, like, the max amount of damage that you can do to that man.
Marvin cannot ask for any more Fleetings. He has all of them he could ever ask for.
Yeah, Marvin does. Marvin's thrown in a few extra commands when he's doing his grinding, so he doesn't have to exit and into the D-Link as often.
Yeah, which can save a bit of time because, as you can see, going into D-Link does pause your game a bit. Zoljulix using the Terra for movement because he gets stuck right back to the ground, and he has a sliding dash. All good stuff.
Marvin likes to level up his Magneris here too.
And Zoljulix is going for 1 magnet on Vanitas here.
Oh my god!
Up. He changed his mind. Okay. 1 magnet of Vanitas is possible, it's just not fun.
Those were very loud.
Because if you were wondering how we can deal with Vanitas in this category, he's kind of affected by status effects. So, oh, the Zul'Juk's being trolled here. And there we go. Vanitas does get affected by status effects. So Magnet, yep. Sleep, yep. Like Stop, yep. Any of them you want to use, just use the thing. It works. Which is why if we were doing Ben Beginner, the other run, we would have used Sleep until Vanitas wanted to sleep. But, some decent recovery for Zul'Jux, and just... Vanitas doesn't want him to play the game right now. Vanitas just said no. Alright, let's see...
Honestly, though, Vanitas saw my pace and was like, we're gonna change that.
Alright, 2 Fire Guns from Marvin, so he's got the Fire Boost, and RNG did not screw him this run, so that is a positive thing. So now Marvin's going to...
shut the windows, because the fireworks are still going off, by the way.
Marvin's going to head on over to Radiant Garden. And you might have noticed that Zul'Jux is playing on Xbox, and we haven't talked about any differences between the two versions.
There's one big
here's
difference.
one. There's literally one difference, and the one difference is, in Fruit Ball, you can generally do a volleyball spike to toss it up in the air and then direct it downward in like aim it, so like you spike the ball into the net. On Xbox, that's broken. So instead of being able to press X to aim it and spike it down, it just goes straight to the ground. So poor Zul'Jux here is going to have a rough time of it.
Yep. Fruit Ball was very hard on...
He's mostly going to have to stay on the ground and just smack things. Which, this is 3 minutes of time sync. There's nothing we can do to speed it up. It is what it is.
Just have to play the minigame.
Yep, we just have to play the minigame, and we have to win. This is a bathroom break if you are not playing on Xbox.
Yep.
Sorry, Zul'Jux. If you're playing on PS4, yeah, have a bathroom break. No big deal.
Yep.
As we can look at the damage on Marvin's screen, as the Firestorm finisher damage is just unbelievable.
It's so good. It's so busted. And combining it with like how much damage Mind Square does too to this guy. Oh no, Marvin!
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
So, the Trinity Armor has iframes when he does that move specifically, so he just didn't take any damage there, but it's not the end of the world. It's like Marvin's just going to smack him about the face.
Yep.
And the Firestorm will finish.
I'm actually scared.
Yes, Fruit Ball is Xbox Fruit Ball is a yikes. And I can almost guarantee you that the PC Fruit Ball will also be a yikes. Because there's a very good chance they'll base it on the Xbox port. So if that's the case, have fun playing Agua on PC, guys.
Yep. Right. So now, hopefully Marvin gets a better Vanitas fight than Zul'Jux does, because that fight
yeah,
was done right.
Zul'Jux got owned pretty bad.
That fight, when it is done right and he gets caught in the first magnet, is so nice. It's very, very strong.
Guys.
Tie game.
Tie.
Oh no. Oh no. Not like this. Anything but this, Zul'Jux. Please, anything but this. Anything but this. If Zul'Jux loses, this is 3 minutes. He has to do it again. You have to win this minigame to progress the story.
Oh,
Tie
God.
game. Aqua in the
no.
lead. We got 15 seconds left. Smack the apple. It's going to go in the goal.
Yes!
He's just trying to keep the pineapple away. It's all he can do to play defensively. He goes down to 5 seconds. Smack the grape. Now they think the pineapple's going in the goal. No, save. Fuck, we'll win.
Oh my God! It's pain.
I have never been more terrified in my entire life.
Oh Oh my god.
Don't do that to me ever again, Zol, please.
Oh my
You
god.
Very
Side.
clean lead fight on Marvin's side.
Yeah, very, very clean.
Yeah, Marvin's on his way to fruit ball now.
Marvin's on
Yeah.
his way to fruit ball, and you will
Marvin's
have no
good.
reason to watch that because he's on PS4. He's going to have just the easiest time in the world.
Yep. Right, so what we do in this fight is we're gonna magnet and then just kind of go ham on these guys.
That's the strat.
Yep, it's what we call a hell yeah. Right, because magnet and fissions do a lot of damage. One thing with this is party members actually can't finish specific waves either. So
Yeah.
Herc can't actually. Herc's like the worst party member ever in this fight. He literally, like, you don't have to worry about him taking any kills because he's just absolutely garbage at doing it. So we don't have to worry about him there.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about Marvin at all here. He'll be fine.
Oh, yeah, Marvin's
Because as you
fine.
can see, he's just going to spike it a million times. And since he can aim it, it's not a problem.
Yep.
As Zol, a couple stragglers here, but nothing too
Yeah, that
ridiculous.
tends to happen sometimes.
Hurt can be a big old pain in that fight.
So Marvin's more than likely going to get to 15 points and just not play.
He's probably going to take a bathroom break.
Yeah.
Because on PS4, you literally get the 15 points and then you don't play anymore. Which is fantastic for Aqua Crit, especially, because you do Fruit Ball right before a big old boss rush.
Yep.
So it's a nice little break into pacing. 10 rounds here for Zoltblitz. Couple fires, all we really have to do. These scrappers and just a lot of fires, some mine squares to take care of most of this. Fire actually auto-locks on in BBS, which is a neat thing.
Yeah, so there's some fights where you literally don't have to lock on, you can just press triangle. Or Y in this case, because he's playing on Xbox.
I love how you can just see the disparity between the two now. Something like playing for his life, and Marvin's just sitting there, like, yeah, I got it.
Marvin's mad chilling, dude. It's so unfortunate that that's the thing.
It is very unfortunate, but that's not many people play on Xbox. What can you do?
Yeah, Xbox is kind of scuffed.
Just a bit.
I just
And it's like the
bonus points for
only
that.
difference between the versions. Okay, Soldulix using some iframes to good effect there.
Yeah.
Yep, after 15 points, like, you can just chill. It's very rare that the beats break 15.
It's very rare that they break 10.
This is true.
They usually score on themselves more than they will ever score on you. Like, I've gone for a week, come back, and they've scored on themselves like 3 times. Why 15
Yeah.
specifically? 15 specifically is just kind of a safe number for you to leave.
Yeah, it's just a safe round number, that's all it is.
It's literally just a safe number. We actually used to go for world records on. We used to keep track of who had the Fruit Ball world record
Can
back
we-
on PS3.
So Marvin got 5 points by being AFK.
Yeah, he did.
Yep,
Yeah, he did. Yep,
6.
that's the power of PS4 Fruit Ball.
yep. Welcome.
Okay, so Zoldulix just did 10 rounds, and he's going to tell Phil that he wants nothing to do with him anymore, and he's going to make friends with Stitch.
Yep. So this is the route that we do now in Aqua was actually found by a Japanese guy called Yuko Noko ages ago, and basically we didn't use it for like a year, and then Wyatt was like, "Hey, Rebel." The Japanese guy who did Aqua Beginner has a really, really good route, and I was like, "Oh, really?" And then he was like, "Yeah, you get to do Mind Square on Zack," and I was like, "You are joking me, right?" And then we watched it, and we were like, "Oh my god, this is perfect!" And the only real difference is going to 10 rounds and getting 1 level up basically makes the damage ceiling that you hit in Deep Space just not exist as hard. Because for some reason, regardless of how high you grind, Deep Space caps your damage like so hard.
Really does.
So we kind of had to like try and deal with that. The easy way to deal with it is to grab 1 extra level, which gives us 1 magic up in OC by doing 10 rounds.
Yeah,
And
it
that
is
one
worth
magic
looking
increase, and that 1 magic increase just, makes it easy. So, yeah. A bit of BBS history is that the classic, we ignored a route for a year, which was obviously faster than anything that we were doing by like a good 30 seconds.
And if you're wondering why we use Magnet Fire instead of Magic Thunder, just look at Marvin's screen. Look at how quickly all these things melt.
And then he's going to just go finisher in the middle, and everything should spawn in and die around him. There we go!
Very clean fight.
Very good fight. Then everything spawns around him and comes into the massive hitbox of Blade Charge. Finisher. So, now Zozilix is going into Gotcha Take That. So,
yep, chat, I need you to spam Gotcha Take That, because we're listening to his audio, that's all you're going to hear.
So this is a lovely minigame where you just stand in the middle and press buttons because you can't die.
Sometimes you lose time for no reason.
Sometimes you lose time for no reason. My favourite thing, right, is you can go through this entire fight, and with how this game likes to spawn enemies, you can like get a really annoying spawn right at the end. After you've got rid of every one of them, just one spawns and starts flying around, and you're like, where were you 20 seconds ago?
Yep. Fortunately, on beginner, you just have to worry about time loss from it being done. On crit, you die and you cry, and nothing's fun about anything.
Yep. So yeah. Normally in crit, what'll happen is me and Pez will get hit once, and then we go, well, we're probably going to die at some point, so we just go to the middle and start spamming.
Yep. That's usually how it goes.
We normally sit there like...
getting kind of unlucky here.
Yeah, it's very much down to just how fast you are at aiming and how good the things are at coming in.
Like, there's not a heck of a lot you can do to speed up Gotcha Take That. It goes well where it doesn't.
Yeah. She got someone timed out.
I can't help it, that's all they're hearing. So this fight's real annoying. You have to clear this in order to use the teleporter in the room, and jellies are the worst. They attack you at frame 0. Zoltolix has a Thundara, that's nice. He can go fast route in Neverland.
Yeah. Which means he can probably get enough money to buy the extra fire. He also has Raging Storm, which means he needs to sell that and buy an extra one anyway.
Yeah, so he should be able to go bottom route in Neverland easily enough. But jellyfish can hit you on frame 0, and they hurt a lot. So it's not fun.
They're like more of an annoyance in beginner because they hit you out of whatever move you were trying to go into, rather than hit you out of anything else. So this is
Stitch Fight.
This is Stitch Fight. We call it Stitch Fight because Stitch is here.
And if he just doesn't help, he's not useful at all.
Yeah, Stitch is kind of annoying because he just kind of takes your kills from you and takes away EXP and CP and stuff like that. It's not that important, but it is kind of annoying. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to make sure that the enemies here don't get bodied by Stitch.
Hey, I will happily take responsibility for all timeouts on the Twitch chat. It's my bad. So, very nice force fight from Marvin, and he'll go do Gotcha Take That.
Yep. And he's going to use Terra for movement here, which is a really cool thing. By using Terra there and getting the 2 slide dashes, you actually kind of like hug the corner, and it actually kind of helps you get around the corner faster. It saves like maybe 4 or 5 seconds to do both those slide dashes optimally and hit enemies. It's very, very useful to do that because it helps you get through the room a lot better.
Zol is electing to only buy 3 Figas, so I guess he will go slow route.
Zolix, you can buy 1 more, and then
you can absolutely buy 1 more.
The one in Neverland.
Oh, he's committed.
He's committed. That's fine.
I mean, I respect it either way.
No.
But you kind of can...
I got him.
Whatever, it's all good.
I got you, boy. I got you. That's 10 seconds of time save for you.
Got you. You're going to PB, Zol. Go, 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 go.
I got you with that 10 seconds of time save in Neverland.
That was lost by choosing to not commit either way, but it's fine. So, Zol will do some high jumping here. Terra to pull him back down.
And then he's going to go slide dash into the door.
Neither runner gained a very good gotcha take that, but
Yeah,
what
gotcha
is a
take
good gotcha take that?
Marvin's was actually not bad. It was like pretty decent mid, like.
Yeah, it was
average.
okay.
It was alright. But it
So
wasn't good.
It just kept getting bodied from behind.
Alright, Gantu. Fires.
Gantu
And
is
Mind Square does a heck of a lot of damage. And
Gantu is
we're
just
relying on Stitch to help us out a bit here, but we're really just going ham. If we're lucky, Stitch will actually help us out a decent amount. But
yeah, he's not really helping.
Stitch is not helping Zoltalix at all. Whatsoever.
Oh, dude, Andy's going for the finisher. I like it. I like it.
I like it. Swag finish.
I like it.
Style points plus 50.
Yeah, plus 50 points for that one. Alright.
Yeah, I mean, the winner of the race is based on style points, right?
Oh yeah, definitely, every time. So now Marvin's in Stitch Fight. He's going to go ham in some Stitch Fight.
Go ham in some Stitch fights. What we do.
Stitch
All
fights.
ham, no cheese.
Yeah, that's what this category is. This category is real good with that. Like, by just like one thing that this category is good at.
90% of the strats in Aqua Beginner are just go ham, and hopefully it'll work out. As Zoltalix changes his Keyblade, and we can do some silly things to Zac.
Yeah, I wonder which strat he's going to do, because you can either stunlock him, you can mind square him, you can. There's a bunch of stuff that you can do to Zac. But what he's going to do is
He's doing the Mind Square, boys.
So Zac, he's going to try and get Zac to come towards him now, which is kind of not what Zac wants to do right now.
Yeah, Zac's being a pain, so it's fine. He'll be able to get into Blade Charge and back this up without too many issues.
He's going to try and do this again and get Zac to come towards him. It's not really working. It's
Yeah,
fine.
we got a couple mines. We're hitting him into a few mines. It's all good.
Yeah,
it's all good.
we're just going to smack Zac
It's
into
all
the
good.
point.
Style points. Zoltalix
this-
is winning all the style points today.
Yep. So Marvin's now heading to Gantu. Dude, Marvin's on a pretty decently good run right now, actually.
Yeah.
He actually is.
Marvin's
This is
made
going
up a
pretty
lot
well
of
for
time.
him.
in this
Marvin's
round.
on a really good run, yeah. So,
I think.
Hades
in
and Ice
this round-
Colossus. Yeah, sorry, Pastor.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, so Hades and Ice Colossus. The whole idea of this strategy is you want to try and beat them both at the same time. It's kind of annoying to get that done sometimes. So sometimes you have to commit to one and not the other. But the whole idea is you get into Blade Charge and you just go ham on both of them. And then this should be fine, this should be fine, this should be fine.
Yep, just smack him, just smack him, just smack him. Come on, smack. Keep smacking, keep smacking. Nice.
That's pretty good, that was pretty good.
Over on Marvin's screen, Gantu lasted maybe 5 seconds.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, he melts.
Trust me. If you place your Mind Square correctly in that fight, he gets decimated by Mind Square. So, it's called a big pog. If everything goes well. Right, Marvin.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's see if Marvin does our boy Mind Square proud here and does the Mind Square strat right. So
He
what he's
should.
going to do is he's going to fish
Oh,
him.
right, he just does the fire stuff. Boo.
Oh, he does the fire stuff. That's fine.
I mean, fire stuff is fast. Whatever.
Yeah. So what he's going to do is he's going to try and stunlock Zac and gets into Blade Charge, and then he's just going to go ham with a couple of combos, stunning Zac, and this is the end of the Zac fight. Zac does not get to move.
Zac does not get to move.
Yep. So he just body Zac like that. Yeah. So
Yep.
those are the two strats that you can do. The mines, I feel like they're basically exactly the same speed.
I think most things in this run are exactly the same speed.
Yeah, so hopefully Marvin gets a decent Hades fight here. So, again, he's just going to go into Blade Charge and try and kill them both at the same time. It's pretty simplistic. So he's going to do that, he's going to fission, he's going to Mind Square, that should put him straight into...
Yeah, that was a really nice Mind Square, actually. That hit him like 5 times.
Oh, go Marvin, go.
Go Marvin, hit him.
He's going to
Smack
have to...
him.
He's going to have to
I
kill
wanted
them
to see the
separately.
smack.
He's going to have to do them separately because Hades got too far away. But that's...
I wanted
Nope,
to see
killed
the
him at the same
smack
time.
and not the
That was still
fire,
perfectly
but
fine.
neither runner got DMs. That's really good
Yeah.
for a race like this.
Oh, look at that. Zoja hit 21 early.
Yeah, he did.
That's pretty good.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that is pretty good. Right, so now here are
Doing
the
some simple bottom route movement. These clouds of pixie dust shoot you straight up.
Yeah,
Not a
you
big
can-
deal here. But
you-
we're coming up on Vanitas 2. Vanitas 2 is rough.
Yeah, going back to those bubbles, you can actually chain all three of them together if you're perfect with your movement. We like to call that triple bounce. Or if you get two, it's a double bounce. So
Yeah, double bounce is much more common. Triple bounce is just hard.
triple bounce is surprisingly hard. Right, so this fight against Vanitas, you know the command deck? Yeah, just press that button over and over and pray that this fight goes fast.
Dude, you want to talk about all ham, no cheese? Every single final fight in this category is all ham, no cheese.
Yeah, we just
Just
gonna
press and pray, press and pray. He has no cures. He doesn't have any deal to heal him, so he is going for it.
Yeah,
We have
just
some
to go.
ignites that'll just do simple damage over time. They don't stack, but it's really nice damage. They're going to hopefully make him go into a bit of a mind square.
He got my favorite dodge, the Firaga dodge, where you use
The
Firaga.
Firaga dodge is something.
So basically, what the Firaga dodge is, whenever you hit Vanitas, he can do whatever he wants, just choose not to get hit. But basically,
Top
what you-
route from Marvin, a little slower.
Yeah, but basically, what you're gonna do is when he teleports behind you, when you're in the middle of shooting a Firaga, you're like the pushback from you shooting a Firaga actually allows you to dodge his attack on you, which is really funny.
Yeah, Marvin needs to try, or Soltwix needs to try to play it safe here, because this
Yeah,
is squeaky bum time.
Yeah, this is a bit scary. Scary boy.
Said no cure, like no heals. We do not buy a single cure in this run.
Almost.
Yep.
And ideally we don't ever equip a cure. We just equip high potions after this fight. It's a matter of survival at this point.
He's fine. He's fine.
He's fine. He's got plenty of iframes there. That attack is good. He can dodge under that attack. He can shoot as he goes up. I think Zul'Jag should be fine here.
Yeah, this fight isn't going that well because he kind of had a bad start. So
Yeah, that's just how it is sometimes. He's playing it nice and safe. Should hopefully be able to. No!
no, right at the end.
Right at the end. Meanwhile, Marvin's having a god fight. Holy
Yeah,
crap.
Marvin's handling this guy real well.
That's BBS sometimes.
Yeah, so
And
Yeah.
the Guardians of Light are in the lead.
yeah, Guardians have caught up now. Blue team have caught up. Right, so now, at least now that he's died once, he has his dealing back for if he does need a heal.
Oof. I cannot stress enough how Zul'Jag's dying there is not his fault.
Yeah, he
This
just kind
fight
of...
goes
just
really
unlucky.
well. Oh, trophy hype.
Yeah, Marvin's been getting trophies. I think he's playing on a different profile than what he normally plays on.
But this is a really tough fight. It either goes really well or it goes really badly, and there's really not an in-between.
With how this fight goes...
Especially since you don't have a cure. At least now, Zul'Jag can heal up with a D-Link because he died.
Yep. So now Marvin's heading to final fights.
Yep. Where, you got Vanitas 2 was all ham, no cheese. These final fights are...
Yeah, so, you know how Zojin just died to Vanitas 2? Their next fight can actually one-shot you if you get hit by him in the right circumstances. So
Just going to equip Pixie Petal, we're going to equip some high potions, because that's the only cure we have.
Yeah. Marvin changed this route, so we just use high potions instead of, like, cures. So, yeah.
Yep, so just going to avoid tornadoes real quick. Vanitas just flew halfway across the map there.
Vanitas is eating, dude.
Vanitas is not Zul'Jag's best friend right now.
He is not giving us any room.
No, dude, it's just
No.
not happening.
Golly!
This is BBS, guys.
This is BBS. And Marvin got caught by a tornado.
Oh no!
Oh.
Everything's going
Well,
wrong now.
the plot is thickening, boys. We got a race.
We got us a race, boys. So
I was on PB pace up until Vanitas.
You were, dude. You were doing so well.
yeah, now Marvin's got caught by one tornado. Avoiding the rest of him is going to be hard if it was like the middle one.
Yeah, getting caught by tornadoes is not fun. This is a lot of time loss. I wasn't even looking. I just assumed Marvin would get by.
Yeah, so was I. But sometimes, even if you do it right, you can get screwed. So sometimes it's not your fault. Sometimes you just get owned. So Marvin
that's BBS for you, dude.
Marvin
Two runners doing nothing wrong, getting screwed over. That's the BBS I know and love.
Marvin's also trying to be careful because he doesn't want to use any of his. He just got the
22.
He got the level 22 magic
22.
increase. The level 22 magic increase.
He got caught right at the exit.
right at
Are
the
you
door.
kidding me?
And oh.
Oh wow.
Right, so Marvin got an extra level, which means he's actually gonna do these final fights a little bit faster.
New route.
Oh my god.
Dude, new route.
Right, so, yeah, he's going into Break. Break has very much a tendency to just shoot you, and if he shoots you on beginner, you are probably going to die. He does a lot of damage to you. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go ham with some fires and pray that everything works out.
Basically, yeah.
God, that damage.
You can do really cool stuff with Barrier Surge, but that's a rip.
Yeah, you can do really cool stuff with Barrier Surge, but Barrier Surge just isn't faster than using Mind Spray in the final fight, which is
Barrier Surge is unfortunately a rip at this point in time.
Yeah, so Marvin's just going to go ham with some fires. You can actually do a Desperation move skip on this guy, but it is very hard to get it. You basically have to get perfect damage on all of your all of your things.
I think he accidentally used a potion there, but that's fine. He'll kill him during the DM, which is a good fight.
Yeah, and he's even
Zoldylick saves some time by not getting caught by a tornado.
Yep. So now Marvin's going into the final fight with what we like to call Vanitas. It's Vanitas. Vanitas. It is
Vanitas.
It's Ven being controlled by Vanitas. This fight is kind of scary. It's not too bad, but the whole idea is this man likes to just charge at you. If you place down Mind Squares and he Sonic Blaze into you, you can basically bait him to eat all the damage from all the mines. So
and ideally, you place your Mind Square and you're just a stationary fire cannon. That's your whole idea.
Yeah, that's the whole idea of this strat is you don't move. If you move,
you pick your spot and you blast off. That's the strat.
So, and also he's facing down a Mind Square here because
Violin, go.
Because Vinius actually goes through through the mines while he's underground. Sounds like Marvin's finished as well.
Yep, you heard him. That's a GG on Marvin's end. Violin is a go for 0.2.
Yep.